Welcome, I'm your Slash. So today I'm gonna bring you Midnight Witch for PC. So this game came out yesterday, and it's developed and published by Crimson Moon Studio. It's hard sometimes. Crimson Moon Studio is developer and publisher, and it's a free game. It's like I don't know why it's free, but it is, and it has. Let me lower a little bit of the volume because Jesus the music, and it is a psychological horror game, a visual novel at the same time, and it seems there is different endings because there is choice to do. So, like I always say when I play visual novels, one thing that I always say is you have to have good art style. The game seems to have a good art style, a good story. It's psychological horror story, so immediately I want to play it. And like I always say, when you have multiple endings, to be between 2 to 3 hours. In this one, it seems that it's between 5 to 7 hours. So it's like it's not very good because you want to see all the runs, and 5 to 7 hours people will only do one run, or they will skip all the text only to see the different ends. So it's a shame, but it's what I always say. If you put multiple endings, 2 to 3 hours. If you only put with one ending, there you can put more hours. So yeah, that's my opinion about visual novels. So let's start. Okay, what's your name again? K. K? That's a lovely name. It appears a clock. Do I need to press on the clock? I needed to press. Hey K, move your ass. My neurons are very slowly kicking in, like a rusty machine getting greased by motor oil. Huh? I look up with still sleepy eyes towards the origin of this pleasant morning greeting and notice Dan's cocky grin with his loyal minion at his heels. What is his name again? Bruce? Bryce? A ridiculous name in any case. You are really not a morning person, even worse than me. I feel like I've been jolted awake from a particularly heavy sleep. My temples thumb with the usual throbbing pain characteristic of a too short night's sleep. Like every night, I didn't go to bed until I had exhausted all the distraction available to broke a student. A well-rounded mix of TV shows, video games, and procrastination on social media. And like every morning, I promise myself to go to bed as soon as I get home, to catch up on all those hours of sleep I missed from the previous nights. But my brain and I both know that I will fall back into this vicious circle of insomnia as soon as I get out of class. Shit, not tonight. I'm celebrating our second anniversary with Emma. In spite of the tiredness, a slightly silly smile appears on my lips, very quickly replaced by a grimace. I still haven't found a present. If I show up tonight with a stupid poem I scribbled 5 minutes before, she's probably gonna be slightly upset. Not to mention the fact that, knowing her, she's probably been planning for at least 2 months to give me the perfect gift. Suddenly I feel a hand on my shoulder that abruptly pulls me out of my daydreaming. Shit man, you are really out of it today. Gotta stop jerking off at me after midnight, alright? Dan puts out a silly and smug smile of one who thinks he's reached the height of a comedy. His minion, Bob, bursts out laughing, revealing perfectly aligned little pointed teeth. He reminds me of a weasel whose survival depends on the level of flattery lavished on his protector. You idiot, I just what exactly? Unable to finish my sentence, I gently massage my aching temples. Damn it, why do I inflict this to myself every night? Dan looks solemn. Don't worry, I get it. You were with Emma, right? No wonder you didn't sleep. Hey, that's my girlfriend you're talking about. I mean, you have been together for so long, you guys must have already done it at all. It's been what, 6 years? What? No, it's been only been 2. 2 fucking years. I don't know if I will ever find a chick that will keep me going for that long. Come on, you must have hit 2 years of cumulative relationships long ago, but with at least 20 girls. Dan's smile widens. What can I say? Some of us are just born to roam. When you are hungry, you gotta eat, right? Dan enjoys a quiet following among the female population. It's probably due to his fake bad boy looks or his athletic physique that he maintains despite a tenacious smoking addiction. Answer with a particularly loud yawn. Yeah, you are a fucking philosopher. So what the hell is a wild stallion like you doing at school this early? You usually never get to class before the third period. I'm a new man, bro. Time for a quick smoke and then I'm gonna be sitting in front row. I turned to Bob Ben, who again graced us with his slightly high-pitched and eager laugh. What about you? You have decided to rebuild your life too? Ben's brilliant smile suddenly fades and his face turns pale. Whoa, he's really not a model of self-confidence. You'll have to stop dressing like a middle schooler. That will already give him a little more credit. Jin? What's that about? His new two-dimensional girlfriend? His babysitter? His mom? Ugh. I shake my head slightly to rid myself of a sudden rush of nausea. That red hair, it looks familiar though. Did you not hear? We have a new professor this morning. His hand hangs in the air. Okay, if you are pausing for dramatic effect, I have to tell you it's been incredibly underwhelming. Come on dude, just out with it. Dunbar bursts into a sonorous laugh. Don't be too hard on Wes. Wes? No kidding, his name doesn't start with a B? He's all giddy about the news. Bert, aka Wes somehow, smiles at Dan with an embarrassed look. The same smile you served to your tormentor in vain hopes that he'll decide to trade his axe for a beer. I never quite understood whether Dan liked this guy or not. I guess he just got used to the presence of a droppy lapdog. Probably also makes him look tough in front of the girls by comparison. Because new professor, I hear she's just... Kay! A familiar voice, soft and melodious, reached my ears. My heart raced slightly, and my mind instantly recovered its full capabilities. Emma stands right behind us, looking puzzled. Guys, why are you blocking the entrance? Dan slaps me on the back, nearing knocking the wind out of me. Look, here's your sweetheart. She doesn't look tired though. I thought you guys were getting busy all night long. Or maybe you were with someone else, like a boss. Emma's cheek immediately pinkened, making her look even more adorable than usual. Dan, you are such a filthy pig. I hope you have insurance to help treat your carpal tunnel on your right hand. She bites too. Okay, you really found a girl. A perfect girl, you can say that. I jostled Dan slightly to get close to him and put a shy arm around her shoulders. Just another way to mark my territory against Dan's sexual inclinations. He's a decent enough guy when you get to know him, but when it comes to girls, he gets much less reliable. Hey Emma, you okay? Emma smiles at me and places a light kiss on my lips, which has a way of triggering a small wave of heat that radiates down my belly, every single time. I'm not really the romantic type, but this girl has brought out feelings in me that were previously totally unknown to me. Despite our 2 years together, I still find it hard to believe that such a popular girl decided to date a guy like me. I'm not the worst choice in the world, but she could clearly have done better. At least she remains unaffected by Dan's heavy-handed flirting. In that respect, I'm definitely better than him. You can't blame Dan. He's all excited about the new professor we are having this morning, apparently. Emma looks at me with a surprised expression. Oh right, you heard it too? I remain slightly puzzled. Is this such a big news? A new professor? Especially for a social studies class that I probably would have skipped if it weren't for the threat of Emma's reprimand. Needless to say, a good girl like her never missed a class. Dan's smile widens. Ha, a normal answer at last. Look, kids, it's time to go take a smoke outside and talk about a topic of the utmost importance. He turns abrupt to Bob, aka Wes, whose lanky body had moved close to his protector when Emma joined us. Wes, go get seats at the back for us. I want to be in a good position to admire the beast, and sleep peaceful as soon as she starts spouting off her lecture. With a shifty look in his face, his mirror nods and quickly leaves for the auditorium. This guy is definitely weird. What does he expect, hanging around like this with Dan? That he will miraculously find a girlfriend? With my arm still around Emma, I follow Dan to the park without much enthusiasm. What is it with everyone and this new professor? Is it someone famous? Maybe it's because she's beautiful. Oh my god, surprise. The autumn breeze makes Emma's shoulders shiver and she decides to cling to my arm a little tighter in hopes of drawing some warmth from it. I just love autumn. My goofy smile quick fades as I become aware of Dan's condescending look. I didn't know you were a hopeless romantic, Kay. Yeah, I get. You are not familiar with the very concept of monogamy. Depends on who you are with. I mean, if Jessica decided one day to come and warm my bed, who knows? Who knows indeed? After all, I will just need a stroke to fall into your arms. I turn my head to the newcomer. See, the art style is excellent. Like that's one thing that I admire for visual novels is when they have good artwork. It's good to play the game. Jessica, the goddess of the class, and of the whole university for that matter. Despite Emma's presence, I'm unable to stop my gaze from sliding over the perfect curves of Jessica's body. Tall, elegant, slender. Many heads turn when she walks around the campus. Mine include, of course. Sometimes. What's wrong with contemplating such a bewitching vision? If Emma ticks all the boxes of the perfect girlfriend, Jessica meets the criteria of the perfect lover. Way too high maintenance, of course, but her looks. If I feel Emma's fingers tight on my arm, I notice a slightly uneasy look on her face. She and Jessica don't really get along very well, to say the least. But I don't really understand why she's afraid of her. Jessica, beautiful, I was just waiting for you to come and brighten up this dreary morning. Yeah, sure, keep staring. You are such a pig. Don't say that. You know I think about you every night. Spare me that disgusting thoughts you have at night. Dan bursts out laughing. The two of them actually get along pretty well. I don't think there's any hint of romance between them, but I might as well add some fuel to Jessica's fire. After all, them arguing is so much more entertaining than class. Alright, so you are dating now? Jessica gives me a beautiful yet murderous look. That's the kind that makes you want to submit to her will despite the fatal outcome. What kind of nonsense are you spouting? Huh. She turns a brute to Dan and slaps the top of his head. You are the one spreading this rumor? You filthy pig! There's not enough money in the world for me to even touch a disgusting guy like you. Come on, Jessica. Your virtue deserves much more than money. You filthy pig, just die! The group bursts into laugh except for Jessica, who scowls. It's almost the same couple quarrel scene every morning. That said, I'm convinced that their relationship is poorly friendly. After all, Dan would have been bragging about it if he managed to get his hands on Jessica, even if only for a night. Even Emma seems to relax a little, and I take the opportunity to tighten my embrace. It allows me to show her that I'm not interested in Jessica, even if my eyes linger on her more often than they should. Which is what all the guys of our here do, by the way. Anyway, what's about this new professor? What's so interesting about her? Yeah, I feel like she's all anyone's talking about. Is this really a big thing? A new professor? Just what I'm thinking, finally. Emma speaks up in an unusual excited voice. I heard she graduated top of her class last year. She was good at the university agreed to hire her as an assistant professor even though she barely older than us. That's unheard of. Jessica glares at Emma with a contemptuous look. She's probably your spirit animal, right, Miss Perfect? Emma cowers in herself as if she's been slapped. I have to step in. Hey Jessica, I know your grass-based diet must be such a pain on daily basis, but you don't need to lash out onto others. Jessica strides towards me in a way that's both graceful and intimidating. Her haughty hair and amber eyes seem capable of setting the surrounding air ablaze at any moment. Unable to suppress a shiver, I struggle not to look down at my shoes. I may have gone a bit too far. We are all happy to know that your underwear sits right next to Miss Perfect's bed 3 times a week, but you really need to get your feet back on the ground. New shiver. Sorry, milady. I curl up slightly next to Emma. This girl is scary. I wonder who will be crazy enough to chase after her. Yo, chill, Jess. You know Kay is the white knight type, just defending his damsel in distress. Jessica pouts, eyes loaded with contempt glued to Emma. There are damsels in distress that will be better off thrown to the dragon. An unusual silence sits in. I don't understand the animosity between Jessica and Emma. Sure, they are diametrical opposite, but it's like Jessica is unable to stop herself from belittling Emma under any circumstances. That doesn't leave me with an easy role. What exactly am I supposed to do? Fight with Jessica? Yeah, right. All I can do is hopelessly listen to her acidic rants about my girlfriend. Except for raising my voice every time Jessica goes too far, as she did just now, I'm completely powerless. Fortunately, Dan often managed to diffuse the tension. He got a real gift for that. His hand brushed Jessica's shoulder and she immediately turns her animosity to this new threat, then raised his hand in front of him as a sign of peace. Jessica, you don't understand. This new professor, apparently, she's a total hottie. Jessica raised a haughty eyebrow. What? She wears a miniskirt and plunging cleavage and that's enough to tickle your Y chromosome? My poor Dan, I thought you'd watch enough porn in your life to be numb to such trivial stuff. Dan shakes his head, a condescending smile on his lip. You don't understand. I never gotten so much dithyrambic feedback on a girl. It's like she's everyone's first choice. Even Leo told me she was beautiful. Dithyrambic, don't use big words you don't understand. Is it to impress this infamous professor? Dan turns to me, a lecherous drool on his lips. Even that Leo told me. Leo has little interest in women, so that explains it. Damn it, Kay, say something. Emma glares at me. If I say something stupid, I'm a dead man. Well, I just hope she's a good professor. Dan's eyes look like they are about to revolt. More than good, she's super hot, a pure goddess. You know, I'm just here for the class. My pathetic defense doesn't fool anyone, and certainly not Emma. Of course, I'm intrigued by this so-called goddess. In same perfect time reflex, Emma and Jessica hold their eyes with a sight. Man, all pigs. All it takes to ease tensions is a common enemy. Jessica gives Emma one last contemptuous look, then heads towards the main building. A temporary truce, shall we say. Okay, I think it's time to go. Emma takes my hand and heads towards the building as well. Luckily, she doesn't look too mad. I should be good to go. I catch a glimpse of Dan out of the corner of my eye as he silently mouths a few words that are unmistakably meaningful. Super hot! Of course. You look to the professor and you are like, hot! I walk into the half-empty auditorium with Emma still holding my hand. Looks like not everyone is planning to attend the morning lecture. Let's sit over there. As usual, Emma sits at one of the top middle rows, at a very reasonable distance from the board. I'm so relieved she's not one of the teacher pets who station themselves front and center of the class. I just ate the front row. Being at the back is so much more pleasant, reassuring, even you see everything that's happening. It must be my predatory instinct. How long does this class last again? 3 hours, I think. I stare at her unblinkingly for far too long to hide my dismay. Over the whole week? A small crystal shimmering laugh escapes Emma's thin lips as she quickly kisses me. Stop being so silly. Social studies is one of my favorite subjects. Yeah, me too. One of my favorites to skip. And a class with such a brilliant professor. It's the dream, no? What more could you possibly ask for? Stay in bed with you for 3 hours? Emma slaps my arm bashfully, unable to fully hide the hint of a smile. If you keep thinking about it all the time, you'll end up like Dan. I hold my hands up in front of me as I heave to apology. No risk, Dan spends all his time finding the perfect girl, but I've already found her. Emma blushed with pleasure. Girls are really not that complicated. Flattery and special attention are the two pillars of a successful relationship. If you are counting on shallow flattery to get me sleep over tonight, I put on a puppy dog face. She forgot my secret weapon, self-pity. With nice girls like her, works every time. Emma grabs my arm and whispers a few words in my ear. Maybe, if you take notes during class. Consider it done, boss. Emma looked at me with a particularly adorable expression. Kay, I love you. I love you too, Emma. You know that already. Yeah, but I love when you say it. A duet of identical voice hides behind me. Hi, Kay. Hi. Emma. Emma! Close, Zoe! Seeing Emma's face light up like that, I noticed that who's behind me, the twins. I quick step aside to let the double air tornado pass by me and rush to Emma. So Chloe, you'll never guess who we saw making out on the way here. And Zoe. I still can't believe it. What? No way. Yes. Yes. No way. With an exasperating sigh, I turn away and take out my laptop. To say that I find their discussion mind-numbingly boring will be the understatement of the year. Besides, I hear he with right after. No, he did. If only I had noise cancelling headphones. I scan across the classroom that is slowly filling up around me. Some people clearly decide to stay in their bed this morning, but from the looks of it, there's still a good 30 or so students who bothered to show up. Not bad for a morning class. I glance at them, who is still absorbing an intense exchange of gossip with the twins. I must be turning into a mushy romantic, but she's just so beautiful when she smiles. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Dan staring at me from the back row, miming what I guess are some obscene gestures with his hands and mouth. His gaze alternates between me and the twins. Right, he's been talking about his mission to one day have a threesome with them. Good luck with that. I look towards the twins, who are indeed identical in every way, except for their hairstyle and the cloth. And the cloth, you can see that they have different cloth. They are quite cute, sure, and pretty nice too. But hearing them talk to Emma for 70 seconds is enough to turn me off right away. It's just so incredibly boring. So I told him, okay, but only if you. But he thought he was talking to me. No! Yes! Kill me now. An amber glint catch my eye. It's only Jessica who just sat a little behind me in the back row, at a very reasonable distance from Dan though. Bob, aka Wes, is giving her sideways glance, creep glance. This little perv, is that why he's always with Dan, in the hope of getting closer to Jessica? In front of her are two other poor losers who turn around very regularly towards her, trying to catch her attention in the most obvious way. They are probably hoping that she will eventually talk to them when she needs a pen or something, which will brighten their lives for a whole day. It might sound mean, but I really feel sorry for them. Unsurprisingly, no girl comes to sit near Jessica. She's not exactly popular with girls, mainly because of her diva-like personality and her natural ability to make the most loyal boyfriend drool with envy. She's probably the cause of more than one breakup around here. I haven't seen this new professor yet, but to paraphrase Dan, Jessica is super hot. If she were to start hitting on me, no chance by the way, I'm not completely sure I'll be able to stay with Emma. Emma, she is the best girlfriend in the world, pretty, sweet, smart, but she doesn't have that sexy, dangerous edge that you get from a femme fatale like Jessica. Emma is incredibly cute, but Jessica is beautiful, almost in an intoxicating kind of way, and that is hard to resist for any red-blooded man. I shake my head, there is no way I'm going to ruin my relationship with Emma over a one-night stand, not to mention the essential fact that Jessica will never try to hit on me. Sadly. Fortunately. Luckily. For the better. I turn to Emma, her face sparkling from the vaping revelations the twins are rushing through. Her chestnut brown hair, her thin lips, her soft skin. I hope she wasn't lying about tonight. I forgot to clean my apartment, but sheets are clean and I still have some of her favorite chocolates. My face naturally breaks into a smile as I open my latest notes on my laptop. The social science file contains about 10 particularly short sentences and a few words highlighted in bold. Yep, that's it. Let's say that I'm desperately relying on Emma's notes. When are the midterms again? A slight nudge pulls me out of my thoughts. I suddenly become aware of the silence in the auditorium. I notice that the twins are now sitting in the row right in front of us while Emma is trying to get my attention. Kay, look! She's not the only one who looks stunned. It seems like the whole class is under the spell of... Of what, exactly? My eyes swerve toward the front of the class. She's sitting on the lecture desk in the most natural way. I'm unable to look away, as if hypnotized by this woman. She's the most beautiful woman in the world. Her endless legs cross in front of her reveal slightly more skin than decency will allow, despite the presence of ugly transparent pantyhose to justify the eye. Her alabaster skin particularly emphasizes a graceful neck, which crowns a chest whose opulence can be easily guessed despite the presence of a very decent blouse. Her whole body seems to have been sculpted in a divine crucible under a night sun. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes any sense anymore. I feel as if I can no longer control my brisk breathing. The irregular beating of my heart accelerates again as my eyes linger on her fine, even features, her bewitching smile, her jet black hair cascading down her shoulders. My gaze finally reached the most bewitching, most unreal part of her anatomy, her eyes. Eyes at once dark, sparkling, laughing, intimidating. An impossible night blue gleam danced in her beautiful gaze. The air around her seems frigid, but my brain has never been so feverish. How could I still be satisfied with my dull and insipid life after encountering such perfection? The regular professor's loud voice hides sharply, but only partially breaks the spell that is memorized in the whole class. Listen, these. Please call me Evelyn. The playful tone emphasizes the bubbly and perfect controlled side of her voice. That of a woman who knows perfectly well what she's worth, what she wants, what she has. The professor clears his throat, not without giving her a quick, lecherous look. Evelyn, yes. Evelyn is my new assistant and she will be teaching most of my class next semester. I'm counting on you to stay serious and focused. A few whispers rise from the back rows. That's the dream job. You hire a super hot assistant and don't do shit. How do you become a professor? Yeah, right. You just hire her because she dressed like a. You bet I could pay her just to look at her. Guys are all real pigs. Real pigs, yeah. Please, quiet it back. The whispers quick die down. Good, I count on you to welcome Evelyn and show her the full extent of your capabilities, for those who have any. The professor punctuates his last remark with a glance in the direction of Dan, who grins with all his teeth, his eyes riveted on Evelyn. Can we really call her by her first name? I wish you all a good day and good luck to you, Evelyn. The sweet tone adopted by the professor when addressing Evelyn leaves no doubt as to his attraction to his new assistant. Perhaps he didn't indeed hire her simply for her looks, but who wouldn't hire her simply for her looks? You think he's doing her? Shh. You wish he could, for sure. Damn, I'm so pissed if he's really doing her. I'm so much better than that old shit. Stop dreaming. She doesn't sleep with just anyone. That's perfect. I'm not just anyone. A few greasy laughs rise from the back of the room. Most of the male students are wearing a toothy grin, delighted to get such a lovely reward from going to class this morning. I have to say, with a professor like her, the semester is gonna be perfect. The sound of the door slamming shut tells me that the professor has left the room. It's only Evelyn and us now. Evelyn and me. I feel like she's looking at me. I forced new neurons still active in my brain to focus on Emma. Emma, my girlfriend, beautiful as an angel, and Evelyn, beautiful as. Hello, everyone. Good morning, madam. Hey. A collective murmur rises from the walls of the room in greeting to the new arrival. Like I say, you can call me Evelyn, but please don't call me madam. I'm barely older than you. A light laugh with sweet tones reminiscent of some shimmering crystal bells escapes her finely chiseled lips and echoes off the large walls of the auditorium. I graduated last year, so I was a student like you until very recently. Whoa, she's almost our age. She's my future girlfriend for sure. You'll have to get over me first. You'll have to get over her first. You pigs. Evelyn seems unfazed, as if she couldn't hear the whispers among the rows. I hope we can bond to learn better together. I'm still very new to the job, so I'm counting on your goodwill. The muffled echo of all male voice erupts from the four corners of the auditorium. Of course, you can count on us, Professor Evelyn. I need private tutoring, of course, then immediately I need private tutoring. If you need help outside of class, please let me know. I always help beautiful women, that's how I was raised. Stop it, you are making me blush. Her amused eyes from the auditorium and scrupulously probe each row. The room looks a little empty to me, but I think all the important people are here. Wait, what does she mean by that? Is this subtle way of saying she's going to take attendance? For a morning lecture? That will be unheard of. I immediately feel sorry for anyone who stayed home sleeping, for getting an unjustified absence, and for missing such heavenly sights. But of course, Dan immediately that needs to tutoring, because only of a girl, of a woman, better to say, right? Evelyn comes down from the lecture desk with a smile light up. Well, I think it's time for us to start the class. And just to start on right foot, by the way, what class am I supposed to teach you? Even Emma is left speechless. No one expected her to say that. You are kidding me. The professor just hired her to have sex with her. She doesn't even know what she's here for. I want to talk about every matter with her. She got matters, for sure. It doesn't mean anything, you moron. Of course it does. It means she got big boobs. We got it, you fat degenerate moron. Emma seems to reveal in everyone's reaction. This is a social studies class. A brief smile appears on Evelyn's perfectly harmonious face. Social studies, wonderful. That's my favorite class. Just like Emma. The new professor gaze finally swivels to me? Shit, she definitely staring at me. Say a joke, something cool, show your muscle, anything, it's your moment. I managed with great difficulty to get control of my emotions, well, helped by Emma's slight trembling hand on my arm. Saved by her jealously. You, handsome, what's your name? Breathless, I managed to articulate an answer with the little confidence I have left in me. I'm Kay, madam, Evelyn. A few sneakers echo around me, but I can tell that the guys are burning with jealousy. Kay, that's a nice name. Not as nice as Evelyn, of course, done immediately. Trying us to step in, but with no luck. Evelyn keeps her eyes on me. Kay, could you please tell me where you were in the course? Emma, please save me. I didn't show up for half of the class, so no. Emma, please save me. I have absolutely no idea. Look completely close. I give Emma my signature puppy-like dog look that usually saves me from many shots. She sighs at my utter dismay and glares back at me with an angry look. What was she expecting? That I could be up to date with the course? I'll give up on taking this class seriously a long time ago. Resign, Emma whispered the answer in my ear. I don't understand a word she's saying and just repeat every syllable in a very rough voice. We were studying comprehensive sociology? Evelyn quick claps her hands, looking visibly excited. The analysis of the social world, fantastic. Social relationships, right? Domination, power, differentiation? I nod without understanding a word she just says. As long as she looks happy. Let me only lower a little bit more of the sounds in the music, the main sounds, other sounds too. It's too loud a little bit yet. As long as she looks happy. I guess I have a blissful smile drawn on my lips since I immediately feel Emma's fingernails digging into my arm. Ouch! Her cold look encouraged me to stay quiet. Sorry, thanks Emma for helping me. I look around, most of the male students are looking at me with a mix of envy and hatred. I'm taking the lead. The pressure from Emma's fingernails grows stronger. I'm not competing, I swear. Perfect, let's start the class. I'm counting on all of you to behave. Yes, everyone, yeah, professor! This is what everyone is competing in there. It's not to get A, nothing like that, it's yeah, attention. Emma was right, Evelyn is quite brilliant. Despite her visible lack of preparation for this specific class, she has been talking about comprehensive sociology for over 5 minutes with particular insight and sense of expertise. Her eloquence is very impressive. Given my insane lack of knowledge in social science, I'm unable to say if what she says is actually relevant, but she definitely sounds very convincing. All male students will definitely agree to anything she says. Wait, isn't that the Dr. Fox effect? Seems like I've actually learned a thing or two about sociology over the years. I take a look at the other students. Most of the girls behave exactly like usual. At least the ones I know. Emma takes perfect organized notes on her little pink laptop. Zoe is having a quick manicure, her little nail polish jar unsteadily resting on her right knee, and Chloe tries by all means to catch the eye of a guy sitting a few rows down, without much success so far. As for Jessica, she's staring at her laptop screen far too intensely to be actually paying attention to the class. And what about guys? Well, all of them is drooling over Evelyn, while the other half is fervently looking for hilarious questions to ask in order to get her attention. Nan is dutifully juggling between the two. And what about me? No point in lying, I haven't taken a single note, but Emma's presence right next to me keeps me focused enough to avoid drooling on my keyboard. Her presence and also how dreadful her wrath will be if she caught my eyes shamelessly linger on Evelyn. I'm lucky she's here. Well, maybe not lucky, but a nudge on the elbow pulls me out of my daydream. I wasn't staring, I swear. Emma looks at me warily, then finally smiles. Very funny, but take notes. Class started 5 minutes ago. I watched the little cursor blink on my laptop screen. The faculty in my notes has not received any update since. With a sigh, I place my hands on the keyboard and start writing a few keywords from Emma's notes. Hey, do you guys have internet? Emma and I turn to a student sitting a bit further to my left. I haven't tried yet, why? I can't connect to the Wi-Fi. I don't care, I'm working, just stay home if you want to slack off. Emma always gets very passionate when it comes to class. That's because in addition to being extra cute, she's also a very bright student. Chill yo, I was just asking. New whisper behind me this time. Wi-Fi is down. They must have changed the password last night. Only the school internet works. The university internet, great. Aside from fascinating articles about the discovery of electricity and the biography of the college dean, this thing is as empty as my fridge on weeknight. Hey, log on to the internet chat. Everybody's trolling. Right, there is also a chat room for students on the internet. I didn't even know this thing actually worked. I mean, with social networks and mobile phones, this kind of thing is literally useless. But now since we don't have the actual internet anymore, I find the address in a few clicks and manage to log into the chat room. The interface is incredibly old-fashioned, but it seems to be working. The messages are floating. I open a small tab listing the people logged in. There's almost 30 people. The whole class is already on chat. I go back to the message history. It seems that nobody is able to connect to the Wi-Fi. Pink lady, serious, nobody can crack the new Wi-Fi password? Sucks so much. So fucking bored. Fuck this, when did they even change it? It was working just fine yesterday. Why so serious? I got no signal on my phone. Yeah, I don't have any signal either. Nobody can get any signal in this auditorium. It's always been like this. Why the hell not? This auditorium was built with new materials that are most insulating, but that also prevent any mobile signal. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Yo, shut up. Shut up, y'all. He's saying something interesting. So we'll never get any signal in this room? Where's there's wizard? Shut up. I'm going through any press number of insulting messages and pure flood. It's insane how an online chat can become a garbage can in no time. We'll eventually thanks to the deep indoor technology that allows signals to pass through very thick walls, but it's expensive for mobile network operators to install. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Yo, shut up. Stop fucking flooding. Flooding. How do you know all this? It's Wes, Dan's friend. His mom works for a telecom operator, so he knows a lot about this stuff. And your mom, you know where she operates? Fuck off! A smile naturally forms on my lips. With the chat being anonymous, it's just so easy to troll. I keep scrolling and finally reach the most recent message. Just keep staring at my princess. By tonight she'll be in my bed. Of course, Dan, of course. Yeah, right, you got no plan, no balls. That's what she said. Oh, you have a plan, Dan? Dan Juan? Shut the fuck up. Of course I have a plan. You kids just wait a little longer and enjoy the masterclass. Danny the pussy. Then I'll talk no balls. Frustration much? She's way too hot. This girl is like an angel who fell from the sky. Too bad she didn't fall in my bed. She's so hot I can't even focus on what she's saying. I just look at her lips moving and that's enough to make me happy. Loser! Oh my god, me too. Hashtag loser. Hashtag shut the fuck up. Stop writing, you guys. Kate took the lead already. Yeah, too bad for you, Dan. She even called him handsome. Hashtag K hot shit. Hashtag fuck shit up. Yo, Kate, forget about Emma and just do Evelyn. You are all our only hope. Hashtag K big balls. Hashtag Dan no balls. Shit, if Emma reads this, she will. Kate took the lead, but Emma slapped his butt, so disqualified. Good job then, although I doubt he said that to help me. You guys are just bigs. Seriously, if anyone can actually get to do her, you are all ugly as shit. You got no chance with a girl like her. Do you ever see girls as anything other than a piece of dead meat? We are human beings too. Shut the fuck up. True, you look more like a fat fish. Shut up. Or rotten meat. You guys are assholes. It's getting ugly. Welcome to the absurdity of online chatting. To sum up, Noah found the Wi-Fi password, Dan has no serious plan to eat on Evelyn, and the trolls are out early today. I lean back against my chair and take a long stretch. I glance over at them, still focused on her notes that now fill an entire page. Has Evelyn talked that much already? My laptop screen continues to display an impressive flow of new messages with little change in content. Gratuitous insults, obscene comments, and obvious trolling. I quick check my phone for a new mess, no signal. Shit, I forgot. I feel Emma's incensed look on my face. She hates it when I slack off, and I look up at Evelyn again. I feel another jolt in my body. There is something about her that's particularly hypnotizing, mesmerizing, almost unreal. Again, I feel that her gaze is focused on me. I find this almost unreal bluish glow dancing in her laughing eyes, as if she was able to cast a spell on me. Spell or not, I'm unable to look away. She looks gorgeous. As Stephen slight as Emma's hand shakes my shoulder. Take notes, hurry up! Emma, I'm lucky she's here. Lucky? I cite Evelyn and type a few random words on my keyboard that don't make much sense. I take a quick look at Em, who is writing down every word pronounced by Evelyn's sweet voice at a bewildering speed. I just can't focus. I haven't been able to focus in social studies class for years, and it's not gonna happen today. I rest my chin in the palm of my hand and open the chat room again with an innocent look. As long as I pretend to focus on my laptop, Emma shouldn't mind. Lol, I found a horoscope on the internet. Shut the fuck up. This shit looks like it was created 20 years ago or something. Like when your mom was still double. Oh! I don't know who you are in real life, dude, but if I ever catch you, lol, I think it's funny. It means your mom is super ugly in real life. You think you are a real smartass, don't you? I can tell your horoscope for 20 bucks if you want. I can give it to you for free. You are an idiot and your future is shit. Get the fuck out. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Yes. You got the link to the horoscope? www.shutthefuckup.now. Then he puts the real link. There's really nothing else on the internet. Intranet games. Well, what do you expect? Counter-Strike or something? Nobody talks. Sis, you can get KS on the internet? Give me the link. Neat. Neat. Shut the fuck up, but neat. LAN party. A horoscope, great. I guess I really don't have anything else to do. And a miracle can always happen. They might actually find some old KS version hidden somewhere on the internet. I click on the horoscope link without much conviction. Not having internet is a pure nightmare. What did people even do before? Welcome to the mythical creature personality test. Wise as a phoenix, charismatic as a dragon, shy as a unicorn, clever as a troll. What mythical creature are you? By DS. No way, these bullshit psychological tests. I would even have preferred an actual horoscope. Question on. The one you love, he is single, but you see him, her laughing with her ex. I bury my face in my hands. What the hell am I doing? This is a love test for dumb teenagers. My disillusioned pot grows as I go through the answer. I cough and walk over to interrupt the discussion. You confront her ex after class to find out what their real intention are. You don't mind because they are just talking, that's all. Yeah, I don't care, they are only talking. I start to answer and sigh to could have possibly create that shit. Choice, you don't mind because they're just talking, that's all. Everyone has the right to laugh once in a while. Question 2. The one you love, he asks you out for dinner, but when you show up, you notice that other people are there. You feel betrayed where you spent some alone time, you get to meet her friends, which means you are getting more intimate, you open flirt with someone else at the table. No. Of course, B. Choice, you get to meet her friends, which means you are getting more intimate. Carpe diem. Question 3. Your best friend tells you that she has a feeling for the one you love, too. You don't choose who you love, made the best we know. You explain to your friend that your friendship probably won't survive this. You cry, you scream, you curse fate, then you get a bit. No. You explain to your friend that you'll probably not survive. A little dramatic, but after all, homo homini, lupus est. Huh? Question 4. You are finally in a romantic relationship with the one you love, but you end up finding out about him, her cheating on you. You tell him her go and no, and I know. You forgive everything, no. You say no, but you decide to cheat, no. An eye for an eye, no. So I tell her to go and die. It has to be that. Finally, a somewhat interesting question. Straightforward. Alea jacta est. Question 5. You find out that your chosen one, has actually been cheating on you with your best friend. You leave them to rot together since they belong to each other. You pretend you don't know anything. You are to commit no. You turn your affection to your pet to avoid committing murder. No. A again. Sic itur ad astra. You despise mediocrity, right? Question 6. You and the one you love, he finally announce your divorce after years of suffering. You celebrate the event with a bottle of champagne, a bouquet of roses and a knife? No, what the fuck? You expose Caesar if to your lawyer so that you can get full custody of the kids. You set fire the part after giving her. No, this, the B, of course. Is it just me or the questions are getting weird? Audacter calumniar semper a liquid aeret. Not an easy one, just Google it already. Question 7. Your loved one, he blames you for the death of one of your children. Holy shit! But you weren't one driving, but you weren't one spending the evening with your lover, but it wasn't even your kid. No, no. Uh, but you weren't the one spend the evening with your lover. But you weren't the one, yeah. A fortiori. Final question. You attend the funeral of your loved one and her family says that you give a little speech. Okay, you don't hide anything, neither the wounds, nor the betrayals, nor the scars. You praise her qualities, you never speak ill of the dead. You explain that kids are not yours. What the? No. Because when someone dies, you don't want to talk about the betrayals, nothing like that. So, praise is her quality, you never speak ill of the dead. Transit umbra sed lux permanent. A bit hypocritical, but at least the sermon should be quiet. Congratulations, you are a unicorn. Okay. So this choice affects now the game, because like it say you could be a dragon and other things, but is this choice being a unicorn will have effect on the rest of the game? Is these answers that you give that has effect for the rest of the game? Because if it is, people have to discover how to get dragon or other things. I was answering like how I will answer, not like randomly. So, a unicorn? You don't actually exist. Try to have a little more personality, because this is really embarrassing, even for you. Alright, stop slacking off and do some work. See you soon! That was weird. I was expecting something particularly cheesy and pointless, but some of the questions were surprisingly messed up. As if the guy who created this thing didn't care about your actual results. Not to mention his condescending remarks in Latin. He was probably very bored in class to come up with this. This probably proves that class have just always been boring, even 20 years ago. I take a quick look at Emma, who seems to be absorbing every single word said by Evelyn. It's like, I could even say that kids weren't mine, like, huh? A small smile appears at the corner of my lips. Good thing she's serious enough for both of us. I'm entirely relying on her notes. I go back to the chat room. What the fuck was this? Lol, it's so not a horoscope actually? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. The guy who did this was a complete psychopath. And why would it have to be a guy? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Oh yeah, I'm a dragon. Shut the fuck up, I know, don't bother. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Why these guys all write this? How I can get the dragon, please? Hydra for me. I always manage to bounce back. A sort of lesser version of the Phoenix, basically. How can I get dragon, please? Lol, that jackass, it was super hard to get the Hydra. Who else got the Phoenix? Stop bullshitting, bro. I did the test 50 times and Phoenix doesn't exist. Jessica got it. Screenshot. How can I get the dragon, please? Shut up. You can't post a screenshot on this chat. I'm a cave troll. How can I get dragon, please? How can I shut the floater up? How can I get the dragon, please? How can I get dragon, please? How can I get dragon, please? I stifle a yawn and look down at the clock. Morning break won't happen again anytime soon. So those choice this is the question. Does the choice affect to the result, like to be dragon or other things, or you will always be unicorn? Who knows? We are done with this chapter. I hope it wasn't too boring. An unusual rising tide of voice spreads through the rows. That was perfect, Evelyn! I could listen to your voice for hours. Keep talking, please. Could you please repeat the last part? Whoa, that one's actually paying attention to the class. Evelyn is still standing up, a delighted smile on her lips. Thank you all, you are so kind. But I've talked too much, now it's question time. What do you mean, questions? Shit, I didn't pay any attention. I do have questions for her. If I answer right, what's my reward? A few laughs rise from the back rows as Jess clutches her head in her hands, appalled by so much stupidity. Who can tell me what the Barnum effect is? Barnum? Never heard of him. A few hands go up, including Emma's and Dan's. You, next to the handsome boy. Emma straightens up slightly in her chair, while a certain amount of murderous glances are cast my way following Evelyn's complimentary remark for me. Handsome boy, is that really me? It's a principle used for personality tests or horoscopes. People are flattered by speech that valorizes them, which leads them to find inaccurate comments about their own personality relevant. Evelyn quickly claps both hands. Excellent, that's exactly right. What's your name? Emma hesitates for a moment, surprised by this teacher's unusual familiarity with her students. Emma. That's perfect, Emma. Read any personality test, you will always find a subtle mix of flattery and statements generic enough to fit the majority. Once convinced that the test result represents who you are, you will become more likely to accept completely false statements about your own personality. This is the power of the Barnum effect. Evelyn, you are the best professor in the world. Evelyn burst into a crystalline laugh. Sorry, but flattery needs at least a little bit of subtlety. Otherwise it doesn't work. Let's see, who can tell me about the bystander effect? It's a classic that you already face in real life. Hands go up again, including Dan's. He really must have come up with hilarious answers that he tries to pull out no matter what the question is. Evelyn sweeps the room with a sharp look. No, it's always same people answering. I'll pick someone this time. She moves slowly across the stage in search of her prey, one hand brushing the desk as she continues to walk. A shiver runs down my spine. Who wouldn't love to actually be that desk? You, over there, what's your name? Lucas, madam. Evelyn? The guy named Lucas. I probably talked to him twice in my life. He's casually sitting in an obvious attempt to appear cool and relaxed. He stares at Evelyn with a knowing look, sure of his charm. At least as bold as Dan. So, Lucas, do you know what the bystander effect is? Lucas' smile widens. It's when you are a bystander to a significant event that you are able to replicate afterwards with accuracy. For example, my first time was with a super talented girl when I was 14. As a result, now I can pull off some amazing tricks in bed. He concludes his answer with a wink that he probably believes to be the most charming in the world. It was dorky, vulgar, and probably off topic. I hope Dan has a better plan. Emma sighed as she pivots back to her laptop. What a douche. You bet you'll be lucky if he just gets kicked out of class. To my surprise, Evelyn continues to smile in a perfect natural way. It does not surprise me. After all, you look like you belong to the gifted type. It's up to you to find out. Evelyn's smile widens. Oh, but I already know better than anyone. Huh? Unfortunately, that wasn't the right answer. A blinding flash of light fills the entire room for a split second, immediately followed by a dull crack. My eyes instinctively close at this sudden light assault. The classroom is now dead silent. When I finally manage to open my eyes for good, I find myself facing a vision of horror. Holy shit! Evelyn is elegantly sitting on the table right in front of Lucas, smiling, beautiful, natural, terrifying. In front of her, Lucas stares dazzlingly at the long blue spear that crosses his chest and holds it firmly against the back of his seat. There is blood absolutely everywhere. The eyes widen. Lucas tries to articulate some words, but only a bubble of blood springs from his lips and splashes a little more his completely soiled clothes. The blue spear seems to glow with a supernatural and devious gleam as if animated by a will of its own. Evelyn keeps her eyes riveted on Lucas' face, whose life is happily slipping away. It feels like time stays frozen for an eternity. My brain, unable to process the image I am witnessing, can no longer reason rationally. Shit. Lucas covered in blood. Evelyn, the magic spear. Evelyn, the blood. Evelyn, what the fuck? No way. What the hell is this shit? I'm dreaming. A nightmare. For sure, that's impossible. That's impossible for sure. The sum of the parts that make up this scene doesn't make sense. The murder, the magic, the beautiful smiling teacher covered in blood, the blood, the blood. No way. Tell me it's impossible, please. I'm unable to take my eyes off this completely surreal scene. I barely managed to hear the scream that tears through the surrounding silence. Ah! Help! Run! The paralysis that had gripped the entire room disappears all at once, as if by magic. A very large panic begins, with all of the students taking cover under the tables, while the other half rush to the door. Door located at the door end, at the other end of the room from my seat. Fuck! Fuck! Emma turns to me, her face livid. Without thinking, I pull her against me and tip backwards so that our bodies are on the table. The protection is purely symbolic, but what more can I do? While my brain is screaming at me to think of a way to get the door, my gaze goes back to Evelyn. Still smiling, she gently caressed the handle of the spear without seeming in the least disturbed by the agitation around her, or by the bloody body facing her. Her medallion glows with the pulsing of the magic spear, which seems to be absorbing the life of her unfortunate victim. It seems that Lucas is living his last moments. His face becomes more and more livid with each passing second, and his eyes take on a grey color specific to dead corpse. A frightful nausea invades me. Blood, death, supernatural spear that seems to feed on Lucas' life. Death. Impossible. That's impossible. I pull Emma a little tighter against me and force her head to turn away my chest in a futile attempt to spare her from this macabre vision. Revulsive. Traumatizing. I search for empty words of comfort, but the only thought that crossed my mind is that I can never forget Lucas' pierced body. No matter how long I live, this scene will be etched in my memory forever. In spite of the ambient rush, a new shrill scream followed by a pestilential odor invades the room that silences all the other noise. As I try to find a proper vision angle without exposing myself unnecessarily, I manage to see a flaming mass collapsing on the floor just in front of the door. Don't tell me, another student? Ah! No! The door is trapped! The students amassed near the door are all caught up in a primal panic. A tremendous stampede ensues, the crowd divided by the desire to get as far as possible, away as possible from the two corpses. That of Lucas and another unfortunate soul was burned alive. Evelyn's bubbly voice rises from the center stage, as if she had teleported again from the back rows where Lucas' corpse still lies, nailed to his seat by the magic spear. No, 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 no. The class is not over. At these words, all the students froze and a new icy silence invaded the room. Evelyn's beautiful smile lights up her face, which strangely no longer bears any trace of Lucas' blood. If you don't hurry back to your seats, I'll have to punish you too. After a few interminable seconds, the match finally sinks in, clear as blood. Punishment, death. New panic sets in. Most of the students rush to relative safety of the tables, while a handful remain motionless near the door, totally paralyzed by fear. Evelyn gazed at these death row inmates with a delighted expression. Oh, bad students. One of the three students still standing faints, her face maddened. The second lays eyes on the totally shattered corpse, then bends over to vomit profusely. The third, his limbs shaking all over, seems to have completely lost control of his own body. Evelyn slowly approached the door, her eyes riveted on the two girls on the ground. Poor thing, she fainted. What kind of teacher will I be if I punish a student with anemia? Her light-hearted laughter is in total contrast to the seriousness of the situation. As for her, Evelyn takes a small step to the side to avoid the puddle of vomit. I'm sorry, but eating in class is forbidden. That's how you mess up the room. With a nonchalant gesture, she extends two fingers in the direction of the unfortunate girl, still on her knees and agitated by sporadic retching. Bam! New flash of light, blue this time. The student collapsed totally on her vomit in a big spray of blood. Oh my, look how dirty she is. I hate dirty people. The last student, still steady, tries to move away, but his legs seem to no longer obey the movements intimated by his hips. He just managed to lean against the wall to avoid falling. Evelyn raised her eyes full of malice in his direction. Why aren't you sitting on your seat? The class has started already, right? The unfortunate guy opened his mouth like a fish out of water and painfully managed to squeeze a few words. I is not a valid answer, sorry. Ellie gives a ravaged little wink, then quickly waves her left hand in his direction. Crack! New flash of light followed by a dull cracking sound. A long blue spear, identical to the one that pierced Lucas, goes through the student's chest and little pins him against the wall. Contrary to Lucas, death must have been instantaneous. The student does not emit any rattle, and his inert head falls to one side in a frightening angle. Looking satisfied, Evelyn quickly contemplates her work, then returns to the desk while clapping her hands. Well, I guess now we can resume the class. She runs a delicate hand throughout her long hair. I think I was just asking you some questions. Alright, just a few more questions and we'll start a new chapter. Let's see. Evelyn sweeps the room with her eyes. All the students have taken shelter under the tables just like Emma and me. A perfectly useless shelter inasmuch as the underside of tables is visible from the board. It's gonna be difficult for you to take notes crouching like on the floor. With her right hand on her hip, she holds her other hand out to her side. A small ball of blue energy of supernatural origin quickly forms in the palm of her open hand. Despite her enchanting smile, an evil glint gleams in her eyes as she opens her mouth again. If you don't take notes, I'll have to consider you absent. The ball of energy begins to crack, levitate above her left hand. The signal is clear: obey or die. The students slowly stand up and reluctantly sit back in their seats in dead silence. Despite my heart beating way too fast, I take the risk of standing up as well, Emma still in my arms. My will is close to breaking when Emma raises her big eyes to me filled with tears. Emma, trust me. My voice is only a whisper, but she nods and lets my arm guide her. I sit her back down in the seat right next to mine, then sit down as well. Her marbly livid face doesn't let me forget the nausea humbling deep in my guts. This is a nightmare, a poor nightmare. I slowly turn my head towards Evelyn, praying not to meet her eyes. With a big smile on her face, she is making sure that everyone is seated properly. A particularly sickening smell of burning flesh finally reached my nostrils. I glance at the back carcass lying on the floor near the door. Just imagining that is the corpse of another human being makes me want to regurgitate the contents of my stomach. I can't. This is impossible. Impossible. This is completely impossible. Magic. Magic doesn't exist. There is no such thing as teacher killing students in a classroom. Not in my life. Not in my very average, very basic student life. It shouldn't happen here. It shouldn't happen to me. Not to me. This can't be happening. That's impossible. Fuck. I feel like I'm one step away from losing my mind. My brain can't comprehend events as surreal as the ones I'm facing. It wasn't programmed for this. No human brain was. Emma's small hand squeezed mine. Despite her shaking, the touch of her soft skin managed to calm my emotions slightly, enough to bring me back to my sense. I need to be rational, control my emotions, survive. We must survive. Evelyn can kill us in the blink of an eye. She is using magic, or a superpower yapper from the future, or whatever. It doesn't matter. We must survive. The facts are simple. We are totally powerless against it. No fight is possible. We can't fight it. So we have to trick it, to understand her motives, the rules that underlie her morbid game. Turn them against her, like in a video game. The blood rushed to my temples with my frantic heartbeats. I closed my eyes to try to concentrate more, without success. Don't be an idiot. This is not a video game. There are no rules, no solutions, no escape. This is reality, or a nightmare. A nightmarish reality. I open my eyes again and meet Evelyn's gaze. My blood runs through my veins. Did she just wink at me? Her attention immediately shifts to the other side of the room, but the uneasy feelings persist. Am I next? I feel like I'm having trouble breathing. My swallowing becomes very difficult, as if my throat has become totally knotted. I'm going to die, like Lucas, like the others. We're all going to die. Emma, Dan, Jessica, everyone. My eyes freeze on the door to the room. The only way we can escape, the only way to survive. A door trapped. A door that condemns the one who puts his hands on it to die by fire. My breath is getting short and short as I curl up slightly in my seat. We can't get out anymore. Trapped. Condemned. Is everyone seated? Cool. Let's get back to the questions. Oh shit. Now is when it starts. I have a feeling you are not in very talkative mood, so I guess I'll have to pick someone again. Evelyn saw ascend the central staircase, her hand gently brushing the surface of the tables as she moves. The students close to her past cower in a vein, hoping to become invisible, all the while avoiding moving too much so as not to attract the attention of our tormentor. As we pass by our row, Emma leans slightly toward me to get as far away from her as possible, a look of terror on her face. I force my gaze to stay focused in front of me, despite the fear of being hit by a magical projectile from the stairs to my right. A barely audible sigh of relief escapes my lips as I hear Evelyn's footsteps move away from us. She stops a few rows up, of her hands patting the table in the unlucky row with an impatient look. Tell me, what's your name? Slowly and carefully, I turn my head to catch a glimpse of the unfortunate victim out of the corner of my eye, sitting just a row away from Dan. That guy is Matt, Zoe's ex. His usual self-confidence seems to have completely disappeared. He head straight up, empty eyes, is unable to meet the glance of Evelyn, not even to answer the question asked. Matt lets out a slight cry when Evelyn starts to move, convinced of his imminent death. To my surprise, she simply sits down in the seat next to him and leans her beautiful face towards him. Matt keeps his head turned towards the wall, as if paralyzed by fear. I can't help but feel a certain cowardly relief. Matt is next on the list, not me. Poor guy, but it's not me. You won't tell me your name? That's too bad. Matt's voice is barely audible. Matt. Evelyn smiles delightfully. Well, Matt, thanks for being a volunteer. Matt swallows. As if he was a volunteer, she picked him herself. A little micro-sociology question regarding the family. Evelyn's smile, which initially seemed warm to me, now appears purely cruel. When a couple is expecting a child, who should make the decisions? Matt managed to emit an answer, which is already a great feat, considering the perilous situation he finds himself in. The mother. Evelyn raised an eyebrow. Only the mother? That's interesting. The entire class holds its breath. But does that mean the father has no say in it, ever? Face dripping with sweat, Matt answered in surprisingly firm voice. Both. It's both. Ah, both. That's very interesting. Evelyn's smile grows more and more crooked. But you can't change your answer afterwards. It's like cheating. Matt abruptly turns to Evelyn, perpetual panic in his eyes. Wait, I... Splash. A short dagger adorned with Kabbalistic engravings springs from Evelyn's outstretched hand and comes crashing down Matt's throat with a particularly sickening sound. The latter hopelessly brings his hand to his throat, blood spurting out everywhere, and ends up collapsing against the table in a frightful rattle. Evelyn contemplates her macabre work with satisfied air, her medallion sparkling of a blue supernatural glare. Ah! No! A few owls echo through the room. I squeeze Emma hand tightly, hoping that she will manage to suppress any sound. The last thing we need right now is to attract Evelyn's attention. I think we can stop the question part for now. Her perky look is perfectly surreal considering the murder she just committed in cold blood. This woman is evil. A witch. She's a witch. Powerful, beautiful, terrible. I hope you'll listen more carefully from now on, otherwise you'll keep giving me the wrong answers. Evan quickly walks back down the stairs toward the board and turns back to the class. I expect you all to take notes seriously. I can't believe it. Is she going to resume the class like nothing happened? Now, let's all talk about microsociology. Without the slightest regard for the various corpses littering the room, Evelyn begins to recite a sociology lecture before the simultaneous frightened and bewildered eyes of the still living students. I feel like you are completely asleep this morning. Come on, take notes. All students are now aware that each of her recommendations carries with it a threat of imminent death. As a result, I hear a number of hands timidly tapping on keyboards, beginning with Emma's, on whose face I read deep terror. With a pleading look, she tells me to imitate her to avoid witch's wrath. The witch will kill Lucas, and Matt, and the others. The one will probably kill us all by the end of the day. With trembling hands, I barely manage to unlock my laptop. The chat window appears before me, flooded with new messages. It's fucking magic! This is a nightmare, I'm having a nightmare, I just want to wake up, I'm in a nightmare. We are in a fucking nightmare. There's no such thing as magic, that's impossible. She's a witch. She can kill us with one look. I still can't get signal. Someone, call 911. We still don't have internet. It's because of her, it's her magic. We are going to die. She killed Matt. I'm about to throw up, but she'll kill me if she hears me. We can kill her if we all go together. Who's with me? We are going to die, asshole. She's using magic, you can't do anything. I don't wanna die, please save me, please, please. Fox, there got to be a way out of this. Let's go and kill her, she won't have time to get us all. I don't want to die. You tried that on your own, shithead. I'm sitting next to Lucas, the smell is unbearable. Please help me. Save me, please. My parents are rich, please save me. We are in this together, you moron. Calm down, we'll come up with a plan. We need to exchange the answers to the question on this chat so we don't die. We are gonna die anyway. Shut up. Everybody still sit still or you'll die. You have just to sit there and pretend to take notes. It's a divine punishment. It's because you are all sinners. Shut up, asshole. It's all your fault. You are a sinner to shut the fuck up. We are fucked. A divine punishment? Maybe that's what it is after all. A loud vomit echoes around the room. The girl sitting next to Lucas' corpse has finally cracked. I took a quick look at Evelyn. She couldn't use her legs without caring about the sickening noise. And all of those concepts bring us back to the decision making process that you should already be familiar with. Were you the one who was afraid you'll die if you threw up? She spared you. Maybe she kills randomly? She's a fucking witch, she'll kill anyone. I don't know, I mean, you know that Lucas was a beat. Lucas was my friend. He was a huge asshole who raped girls. Shut up, that's pure bullshit. Was his rape story true? He's a sinner, repent or you all die. I heard about this. Of course it's true, I know a girl he raped. I heard he always uses the same method. He picks up a shy girl, she comes to his room handy, but that doesn't necessarily imply that she didn't agree. I know a girl who did it, he's a fucking rapist. He did several victims in this university, this is no news. Shut the fuck up. If that was true, then you would have told the cops. That's why he picks shy, loner girls. It's much harder for them to go to the police with the shame of being raped. They were dumb, who didn't say no. I also know a girl was raped by Lucas. All the girls in our year know he's super dangerous. So true. That's why most of his videos are from other years. Shut up. Lucas may have been an asshole, but how does it help us in any way? To which she's gonna kill us all. She's gonna start asking questions again very soon. Yeah, that bitch is gonna kill us like she did kill Matt. I know Matt, he wasn't much of a saint either. Shut the fuck up. I don't you dare say that Matt deserved to die. Matt was raping girls? I know him for years, he will never do that. I don't think he did that kind of thing, but I heard about messed up story of him with a girl. He had one night stand with a girl who got pregnant and he made her have an abortion. So what? She'll have used a protection that Matt didn't do anything wrong, she made the decision to abort. Despite the visual fear that refused to leave my body, I tried to concentrate on the last exchange. Matt forced the girl he slept with to have an abortion. This reminds me of something. I pressed my palms against my temples in the vain hope of diminishing the rush of blood that pulses painful along my veins. But abortion, child, family. The memory of the exchange between Matt and Evelyn just before his death suddenly flashed back to me. When a couple is expecting a child, who should make the decisions? Evelyn, she asked Matt that question, a very specific question, for Matt, as if she had saved this question for him, only for him. Does that mean she knew? In a brief moment of lucidity, I tried to guard my thoughts. Evelyn is a demon, a witch, a psychopath. She can kill us all with a snap of her fingers, and yet she follows a very specific plan. She gives us orders, terrify us, ask us questions. A small voice in my head starts to grow louder. What if she didn't kill randomly? I mentally run down the casualty list. Lucas. Seems like he was a serial rapist. People might even say he deserves what he got. Is someone punishable? Matt. He forced a girl to have an abortion. Another potential punishable behavior, as Evelyn might consider that he was gaslighting the girl to get what he wanted regardless of the girl's well-being. Yet he answered that the mother should be the one to make decisions. Did he suspect that Evelyn knew? Did he sense that this question was direct aimed at him regarding this very specific event? Evelyn didn't seem to expect any particular answer. Actually, I don't know if there is really a good answer to such a vague question. But then, was it a trick question? Was it a question designed to psychological torture him before killing him for good? To punish him for his behavior? I try to calm down the deductive frenzy that takes hold of me. I know that I have a tendency to convince myself of whatever wild theory that is spinning in my head a little too quickly. Let's start again. Lucas and Matt may have been punished for their behavior toward girls, but what about the other deaths? The one who died by fire while trying to open the door. The girl who was killed while vomiting on the floor, unable to move. The one who was left paralyzed standing by the door. No, 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 class is not over. I'm sorry, but eating is not allowed in class. That's how you mess up the room. I is not a valid excuse. Sorry. Did they die because they didn't follow the rules imposed by Evelyn? But what will those rules be? If you don't go back to your seats, I'll have to punish you too. Is everyone seated? Cool, let's get back to the questions. I expect you to take notes seriously. So we are remembering to create a theory how to win against her. Will it be enough to be good, obedient student to survive? Only students guilty of behaviors deemed punishable by Evelyn will be killed? My panic fever brain tries to link probably unrelated facts together, and yet I can't believe these are mere coincidences. Lucas and Matt die after being questioned directly. In other words, they probably had no hope of survival. Evelyn wanted them dead. She wanted them to punish them for their past behavior towards the girls. As for the others, they were not interrogated. They died because they did not obey the rules. They were not seated, they did not follow the class, they tried to leave the room in the middle of class. In the middle of the class. Right after Lucas was pierced by a magic spear. The class, you bet. This place is hell, purgatory. No one's going to make it out of here. I shake my head to try to give myself some hope. I'm sure my theory holds up. Once Evelyn is done punishing all the students guilty of punishable behavior, she will spare the others. The others, the ones who can follow the rules until the end of class. I need to share this with the others so that there are no more casualties. I'm just about to write on chat when Evelyn lets out a loud exclamation. Oh, I almost forgot a little question. I instantly freeze, as if paralyzed by an unearthly cold embrace. Emma turns to me, looking even more terrified than before. I squeeze her hand with all my strength and utter a few words under my breath. You are safe. She should be in no danger. She's taking notes, she's listening to the lecture, she's a very good student. She's a girl. Evelyn seems to only punish guys guilty of terrible behavior towards girls. I pray that my theory is correct. They say, even if I'm right, it doesn't mean I'm safe. I try to reassure myself despite the painful heartbeat radiating from my chest. I'm a normal guy, an average kind of decent guy. That's why Emma chose me. I don't do anything sleazy, not to girls, not to others. I'm a normal guy, I shouldn't be afraid. And yet, why am I shaking like a leaf? You there, what's your name? Breathless, I look up with devastated eyes at Evelyn, who is staring at someone across the room. Me? Dead silence. I'll soon turn to the unfortunate girl. I recognize her. It's Lucy, a rather loner girl in the class. Evelyn simply nods with a broad smile, arms leaning against her desk near the board. The brief relief of knowing I'm safe is immediately replaced by frustration at the inconsistency of the choice of the new victim. Why is she singling out a girl? She can't be. She only punishes guys. Unless she's not planning to kill her? Maybe Evelyn just wants to psychologically torture us into thinking she's going to kill us everyone. Maybe she'll spare the girl and kill the next student she asks a question to. Next one, that could be me. Claire, my name is Claire. I frown. What is she doing? Her name is Lucy. Even if Evelyn finds out she's lying to her, is she hoping that such a risky ploy will be enough to save her life? Claire. That's a pretty name. Lucy's face is almost mortally pale, but she managed to hold Evelyn's gaze without blinking. I've always thought that the name we're given at birth is the starting point of a great injustice, since we don't choose it ourselves. What do you think, Claire? She knows. She knows that Lucy lied to her. She knows everything. Lucy's doomed. Her voice becomes shaky. Yes, you're right. I'm always right, no need to mention it. Evelyn's smile widens, then she bursts out laughing. I'm kidding, of course. Nobody's perfect. Lucy's face breaks down as Evelyn walks up the stairs towards the row where her new victim is sitting. This psychological torture is unbearable, including for us bystanders. Does Evelyn plan to kill her, or does she just want to terrorize her? So, Claire, a question for you about responsibility. I resign myself to the obviously. Lucy is going to die. My theory is wrong. Is a person who disturbs illegal content on the internet guilty even if he or she did not participate in the making of that content themselves? Lucy bursts into tears in response to this oddly specific question. Please, I didn't know. I thought they were always consenting. I swear. Evelyn stares condescendingly at Lucy, half leaning over her. The earthy glow of her medallion gleams on the streaked face of the hapless victim. Please spare me. I'm so sorry. Please, please. Evelyn's gaze grows a little softer. Lucy, I'm sorry to see you so desperate. Lucy raised her pleading eyes. But your answer is off topic. With a simple gesture, Evelyn causes a small bluish mist to appear and ripple around Lucy's body. The latter begins to tremble so violently that her seat hammers the metal railing that serves as support in sonorous clacking. Clack, 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 clack. The shaking stops after a few seconds, and with a dull thud, Lucy's head falls against the table, her face turned into my direction. A fresh wave of nausea seized me. Blood has abundantly spurted from her eyes and mouth during her agony. With a snap of her fingers, Erin clears the magical mist and walks back down to the podium, a mysterious smile on her face. Remember, responsibility is one of the must-have sociological studies in the program. Once back by her desk, Evelyn continues the class as if nothing had happened. Nothing in her appearance betrays the murder she has just perpetrated. Not her immaculate clothes, not her impeccably coiffed hair, not her medallion, which has returned to its usual hue. Don't forget to take notes, this is important. I heard the sound of someone puking across the room, but no screams. Most of us go back to tapping away fervently at their keyboards, looking terrified. I do the same. Evelyn also targets girls. No one is safe. Emma, I love you. I whisper these words without taking my eyes off my screen to fight off attracting Evelyn's attention. Emma simply squeezes my hand with unusual strength. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a few tears falling on her keyboard as she continues to take notes. I use my left hand to wipe away the few tears that are also beating at the corner of my eyes and take a deep breath. I have to find a way to get out of this. I have to figure out the rules of this sadistic, perverted game. I have to save Emma. I close my eyes and try to recall the details of the scene despite the gargling in my stomach. Evelyn asks a very specific question again, and Lucy didn't react in her usual way, as if she knew exactly what it was about. Please, I didn't know. I thought they were always consenting, I swear. Lucy, she was guilty. She admitted her guilt. She understood that Evelyn had targeted her for a reason, for something she had done in the past. That would mean that my theory might still be right. Evelyn's criteria for guilt will simply be harming other girls regardless of the gender of the perpetrator. I log back into chat room at full speed. I need to know more about Lucy's story. I try to ignore the overwhelming mass of messages on the screen and type on my keyboard despite my shaking hands. Does anyone know what Lucy was talking about? Who were the non-consenting people? Shut up, we all gonna die. She's a sinner too, repent everyone. This guy seems to have lost his mind, but I feel like his sinner theory is somehow kind of right. I just need to confirm it with Lucy's story. It's just rumors, but I heard she was collecting sex tapes from some students and reselling them to porn websites. I guess in a lot of the cases the girls didn't even know they were being filmed. I never check online though. It's not a rumor, it's true. She even admitted to it herself. Shut up, that's a lie. Not sure if this is related, but I've seen videos of Lucas on porn websites. Say, plus one. And not just Lucas, by the way. There are a few other guys from this university who had videos of them having sex with a lot of different girls. Will that mean that Lucy had a deal with these guys? That will explain Evelyn's question about responsibility. But how could she know something like that? She's a fucking witch, she knows everything. We are going to die, it's only a matter of time. My theory seems to be confirmed. There are two types of victims, the punished and the disobedient. The punished are directed through Evelyn's question, which allows her to remind them of their misdeeds before killing them. They are guilty of having carried out terrible acts supposedly on girls. In other words, those who didn't do any evil thing have nothing to fear in principle. In principle. As for the disobedient, it can be anyone. The moment you disobey Evelyn's rules, you have a target on your head. The main problem is that I don't know with certainty the extent of these rules. Supposedly, it will be enough to pretend to be a good student and to obey her orders when she gives them. Supposedly. I shake my head. There are too many holes in my reasoning. Too many grey areas. But it's the only lead I have. If this could save lives, I need to tell everyone. Emma, log on to the local chat room. Emma looks at me unresponsive, looking dazed. The local network chat. I think I know how she shows her victims. A small glimmer of hope lights up her large, tear-reddened eyes. Are you sure? I'll explain everything in chat, just log in. Emma glanced worried at Evelyn, who now has her back turned towards us as she's writing on the board. Actually, I'm already logged on. I look at her in surprise. I thought she would be fully focused on the class. I give her a weak smile and a slight nod. Despite my shaking body, I begin to type on my keyboard at a steady pace. Look, I don't think she's around to target her victims. Fuck you! Matt didn't deserve to die, not like this. Lucas, Matt, now Lucy. Every time she asks a question, she knows something morally wrong her victims did. Exactly, she only targets sinners. You have condemned us, all you fuckers. What's your deal, Kay? You are saying that you agree with the other sicko here? It's a bit more complicated. Basically, Evelyn kills people who she thinks have done something terrible. She asks them a question with no good answer and she kills them. And Alicia, she killed her while she collapsed on the floor vomiting. That's because in addition to her sadistic justice, Evelyn also kills people who don't obey the rules, like those who stood by the door despite her threat. You are on her side or what? It's their fault they were killed by that crazy bitch. They were paralyzed with fear. He's on her side for sure. What's with the bullshit rules? If no one knows them, it just means she's killing blindly. It's a bullshit excuse to kill us like pigs. It doesn't make sense, she's just killed for fun. She's a witch. She wants to sacrifice us to invoke an ancient demon on Earth. Shit, I underestimate the difficulty of sharing ideas online. Nobody's really listening to me. A very light tap on my back almost makes me scream in surprise. I turn around and see Jessica, Dan and Wes on the seats right behind me. Hey, it's not that dumb, your theory. Jessica is careful to keep her voice low. Despite the relative distance between us and the board, and thus Evelyn, there is no telling how much she can hear us. What are you doing here? You are insane. Why you move from your seats? It's okay, she's focused on writing. Look. I could turn back to Evelyn and see with relief that she's still facing the board, writing sociological concepts that sound completely unfamiliar to me. Seems like she can't hear us. We should be fine. Emma joins the discussion. Okay, I think your theory makes sense, but yeah, it's not stupid, but we still don't know how to get out of this crazy shit. More whispers get our attention. Okay, are you sure about your theory? How do you explain that witch spare Rose? She was with the others near the door, though. I catch a glimpse of the twins who have moved closer and are now almost glued to Emma. Rose, the one who passed out on the floor? The twins nod their heads, perfectly in sync. That's what I was going to say, there are some details I still don't understand at all. I glance back at Evelyn in fear again, she quite continues to write a rather dense lecture on the board, clearly unbothered by our whispers. I then remember seeing Rose. That's consistent with what Kay says. Rose passed out, so she couldn't obey the rules. What the hell are you talking about? The witch, she asked everyone to go to sit down. That was the rule, go back to your seats. Does that mean we are in danger since we switched places? I don't think so. Since the murder started, I've changed seats 3 times and I still haven't been targeted. As long as we stay seated, I think she's satisfied. Why did you change your seat 3 times? Jessica looks at Dan like she's talking to a retarded child. To get me close to you so we can come up with a plan, you idiot. But to get back to Rose, that doesn't add up. She killed Alicia who was throwing up. She couldn't get back to her seat either. The scene suddenly comes back to my mind. Poor thing, she failed. What kind of teacher will I be if I punish a student with anemia? As for her, I'm sorry, but eating is not allowed in class. That's how you make the room dirty. The rule is to behave in class. Remember, she said she couldn't punish someone with anemia, so she couldn't kill Rose. She spared someone who has anemia, but she punished someone who can't control their gut when facing dead corpse? That's complete bullshit. She made it clear that no eating was allowed in class, even though she knew full well that Alicia was throwing up because of the situation, not because of her breakfast. Her reasoning is particularly sick for sure. But since then, there have been plenty of other students who threw up and are still alive. Jessica fixed Emma with an icy stare. They were in their seats, which was the main rule, go back to your seats. That's completely twisted. If she was throwing up, she couldn't go back to her seat. Yeah, it just shows how sadistic she is. If you know you can't hold your guts in, then you shouldn't have headed for the door. But Rose fainted. According to your twisted reason, she too should have stayed in her place if she knew she couldn't stand. I massage my aching temples. I don't know, maybe she sees anemia as a potential related to poor health, so something we don't choose? You don't choose to vomit. Maybe it's not so much a matter of affliction as of consequence. When you vomit, you are still conscious, even if your moving is very delicate. She doesn't want to kill people who won't see death coming at them. She's the worst kind of sadist. She insists on following the rules normally imposed by a teacher. A teacher? You thought she was a teacher? She's not here to teach us anything, she's here to kill. We know all that. Case theory is that she's playing teacher to catch us off guard on very simple rules of behavior that everyone knows, but apply to a morbid supernatural situation. That's why she's sure everyone will make mistakes. That's the disgusting sadistic, but it seems to fit her personality well. Exactly. Look, I don't know where her supernatural powers come from, nor do I know why we are stuck in such a nightmare. However, I get the impression that she's trying to punish certain students guilty of behavior deemed harmful. Dan raised his voice slightly despite the risks. What do you mean exactly? She's playing the vigilante scumbag, that's your theory? So all the guys who are not perfect have to die? Guys or girls, it seems. I don't give a fuck. Are you saying I deserve to die? Emma turns back to Evelyn, looking very concerned. Dan, I'm begging you, keep your voice down. Dan, we don't make rules. I just feel like I have to bet my life on your bullshit theory. That's what you are saying? And you are safe because you are the nice little boyfriend of a nice little girl? Fuck you, Kay. Jessica slaps the back of his head. We told you to shut up and stop freaking out. We are all in this shit together. Dan stares mercilessly at Jessica, but eventually regains his composure. We are just trying to figure out these witch motives to maybe save some lives, nothing more. Dan looks unconvinced. Yeah, to save your lives. Wait, why are you convinced that Ellie is going to come after you? Don't tell me you raped the girl. Dan turns sharply to me. Of course not, I'm not a freak. Jessica raises her eyebrows. I'm a normal guy, for fuck's sake. I don't rape girls, I have principles. Good for you. But then, why do you feel so threatened? If she is indeed seeking revenge on anyone who has hurt a girl in the past, then... Dan paused staring into space. I've never done anything insane like rape or that kind of shit. But I'm not exactly the monogamous type, you know me. So I've been with a lot of girls, in a relationship, single, it didn't matter to me. I probably caused a lot of breakups, and sometimes for couples who were pretty serious. Not that serious considering these girls were still willing to sleep with a guy like you. I'm not saying I'm super proud of it, but it's not like it's against the law and I may not be the only one at fault. It takes two to shit, right? I'm almost surprised you know that. Emma looks at me with a worried expression. I take her hand to reassure her. No way I'm cheating on her. Well, if you can survive this nightmare at all. That still makes me a guy with reprehensive behavior. Call it moral values or any other bullshit. If it fits into her fucking rules, I'm fucked. She's going to bleed me dry for acting like this. On the other hand, if you really did act like an asshole, Emma glares at Chloe. Don't say things like that, no one deserves to die for that. Jessica gives Chloe the coldest look I ever seen. You are a pro-death penalty, right? Watching bad guys die in front of you makes you happy. Does it make you feel bad about your own little life? Chloe looks down at the floor, but Zoe immediately flies to her rescue. The twins have always been extremely close and supportive of each other. That's not what she meant. No one wants Dan to die, but if Kay's theory is right, that's pretty reassuring, right? It means there's real hope for some of the students. The good students, right? Trash like me can croak as quick as possible to help you get out. No, that's not what you mean, right? How about you shut the fuck up instead? What do you think? Dan, calm down. Right now, the witch is only targeting people who have actually done horrible things. There's no telling whether she's actually targeting minor sins, like cheating or on someone. If so, pretty much everyone will be on death row, not just you. Dan's shell begins to crack, and I begin to detect signs of fear on his face. Fear of being next in line. I place my hand on his arm. I have nothing to offer him but my empathy and my fear. Jessica's right. If she starts killing over little mistakes, then we are all doomed. No one is perfect. Visibly on the verge of tears, Dan looks at me, shaking his hand. Alright, back to the main topic. How can we use this theory to get out of here? Yeah, we have to find a loophole in the rules. There's got to be one. I keep to myself my fear that any possible loophole, if there is one, could have been left knowingly by Evelyn to trap us, to kill us, and any trace of hope even more cruelly. Wes speaks up. I forgot he was here too. What if someone pure tried to open the door? Jessica glares at him. Haven't you been listening? Anyone who doesn't follow the rules gets killed too, pure or not. Wes shakes his head, an unusually serious look on his face. No, that's a corollary of case theory. Is theory is theory is just that Evelyn targets impure students when she asks questions, which has been true so far. So what? The others haven't done anything. That's we don't know. You say it yourself, nobody is perfect. Maybe all those who have died so far are something to blame, including the guy who tried to open the door. And maybe that's why he was burned alive. Because he was a sinner too. I prefer to suppress a new shudder. Burn alive. That's probably the worst kind of death. Your theory is based on untested assumptions. Like Kate, if you're right, then since no one is perfect, we are doomed, all of us. So you have nothing to lose by trying anything, including my theory. Dan stares at Wes with the pleading look of one who is willing to do anything to survive. Wes, what do you suggest? It's very simple. I think there are pure and impure students by Evelyn standards. The pure are not supposed to die, while others are definitely doomed. As a result, all we have to do is send someone pure to open the door. The witch won't want to kill him, and you'll have to real escape route. Then, while she's busy killing the next impure one on the list, we can try to escape altogether. Since there will be pure people in the crowd, she won't be able to kill indiscriminately, which will leave the possibility for some of the impure ones to get out alive. Yeah, that's not so dumb. Like you say, we don't have anything to lose. With your bullshit theory, we are going to die for sure. This theory is even more fictitious than mine, a pure delirium with childish naivety. As if they as if the key to our survival could rest on something so simple, so black and white, and yet it's tempting to cling to the slightest hint of hope, however illusory and ridiculous. Oh, let's save, only to see how it's saved, okay. This plan doesn't make any sense, maybe there is some truth to it, let's see this. I frown. This idea that there are real pure people doesn't make sense, no one is blameless. This plan doesn't make sense. That said, perhaps not everything is to be discarded. History is based on a total contradiction, nobody will instead want to leave the room calmly. And that's that why it could actually work. It will be twisted enough to surprise Evelyn, or go along with her sadism. Maybe she planned to tell the very last survivor that all he had to do to survive was to leave the room quietly. That's definitely something she could have planned. What if we forget about this purity thing? What if it was enough for someone to simply walk out very quietly as they would during a normal class? After all, we are allowed to go to the bathroom usually. Jessica looks at me with condescending sight. A normal class, right, Kay? Are you pretending not to see the dead bodies around us? Precisely. To allow something so simple, something that no one will dare to do in such a contest, will be the height of sadism. That's precisely a rule everyone could invent, because no one will dare. Yeah, that makes sense. It's coherent. It's anything but coherent. It's based on nothing but pure, desperate speculation. But in a situation as impossible as ours, I'm convinced that we need to think differently, counterintuitively. Calm down, there's just one issue with this brilliant plan of yours. Jessica sets her beautiful eyes in mine. The brave chosen one will test your wonderful disruptive theory. Are you talking about yourself? I swallow hard, risking your life on such crazy bet. I sigh in annoyance. If Dan is convinced, that means it's a plan worth of kindergarten. In short, something you definitely shouldn't do. You're right, it's stupid. Forget what I said. Wes fixed me with a particularly intense stare. No, just because you are not the right person to execute the plan doesn't make it wrong. It's not about courage, it's about survival. And for that, you have to pick the right person. We'll only get one chance to try this plan. I suggest we choose the most blameless, pure person, someone will have the best chance of not being targeted by the witch. A serious, kind, well-liked person who is above suspicion. Wes turned his gaze to Emma. My mind is about to explode. You little shit, you want Emma to sacrifice herself to save your miserable life? Keep it down, you idiot. Emma keeps her eyes glued to Wes, looking stunned. Wes, you are crazy, we can't. Alright, see us all die in excruciating pain, then sacrifice Emma on the base of a completely fucked up assumption. Wes, you coward, why don't you do it yourself? I told you, we need to pick someone as pure as possible. We'll only get one chance. Emma, I know what I'm asking of you, but you are checking off all the boxes. Fuck you! Emma interrupts me by putting her hand over my mouth. Okay, stop. You'll get us killed, please. I have to assume all the that I can to keep my composure. There's no way, Emma. There's no way Emma is sacrificing herself. You'd rather have all of us die than give a small chance of survival to others? I'm about to snap his twiggy little neck when Emma puts her hand on my arm, looking pleading. I close my mouth with a loud sigh. Don't touch, Emma. Not one finger. There is long silence. The only sounds I hear are Ellie's distant voice still reciting the lecture and the mechanical noise of computer keyboards all around us. Eventually the eyes converge on Jessica, who stares at Emma with a dark look as usual. If she dares, I think it's a shitty plan. It's way too risky and it has no basis in fact. Emma sighs, a slight relief look on her face. Even though I'll let them do it, it's easier that this little piece of shit West stays completely isolated. According to case theory, we have some time left before we are killed, provided we obey the rules. Time we can use to find a loophole. I agree. Yeah, you're right. Emma sighs again. Anyone has a lead? Handfuls of students in front of us turn around after making sure Evelyn is still writing on the board. Hey, Kay, you know how to escape from here? Please, I'll give you anything you want. I just want to get out alive. Jessica gives them her most haughty look. You idiots, have you been listening? We are still looking. You say you had a theory, Kay? Yes, I had a theory to survive a little long, that's all. Until we figure out to get out of here. Jessica nods her head in agreement. I'm rich, my father can give you anything, just get me out of here. Did you not pay any attention? You don't know how yet. Emma, you are a super nice girl. Please, I'll do anything you want. The twins both sighed. These guys are crazy. Talk about losers. That explains some of the mess on the chat. There has to be a way to escape. If there are rules, there are loopholes. The real question is, if Evelyn thought of rules to torture us, why would she leave us the option of exploit any loophole? Could we use one of the weird yabs she invoked? I'm sure it. If you have time to chat, it means you already know everything about this class. Our entire little group instantly freeze. You there in front of the handsome boy, were you saying something? Is it because you are bored? No, not at all. The legally very rich student's shaky voice betrays sobs that agitate him. I was. It's probably more interesting than this class. Could you share with the whole class what you were saying? A cold sweat floods my chest. My throat instantly knots and every breath becomes difficult. It could have been me. I'm 3 feet away from him. She could have questioned me. But he's the one who is doomed. He was the last one to speak, the last one to break the rules. With a howl, the student in front of me gets up and runs full speed towards the large glass window at the back of the room. Ah! I watched seeing ow. Evelyn still standing motionless next to the board, a toothy grin on her lips. What does she plan to? The student throws all his weight against one of the large windows in hopes to shattering it. I can't help but wish with all my heart that he will succeed. If he does, we'll have time to kill us all. We'll be able to sneak away during class or call for help. A new flash of light dazzles for a moment, then it disappears just as suddenly. My eyes slowly reopen, but long pained groan I hear leaves no doubt as to the outcome of this escape attempt. A new vision of horror awaits me. The student who tried to flee lies a few meters off the ground, pierced by a wall of purple thorny vines that dance all along the large windows. Very quick, his rattling dies down, and his lifeless body comes to a complete stop, just like the bramble that now seemed to be frozen. On the other side of the windows, through a few gasps left by the thorny vines, I see bright blue sky, as if cruelly remind of us of our captivity, the fatal outcome of which is no longer in doubt. The room is perfectly silent, aware that slightest noise could be sanctioned by Evelyn. There is no alternative to this deadly little game. We must play by the rules. The only way to survive is to break through the cracks. Next to me, Emma sits straight in her chair, eyes closed. It's probably wise that contemplating a new corpse can only encourage the mind to plunge into madness for good. And if we want a chance to survive, we'll need all our mental capacities. How rude! You can discuss as much as you want after class is over. A new feeling of deep unease comes over me. I feel as if Evelyn is looking at me with a sardonic smile. Her eyes, an unearthly glint dance in depths of her eyes. Could it be madness, cruelty, sadism, or simply fun? In a great theatrical gesture, Evelyn turns back to the board and starts writing again as if nothing had happened. Her medallion glowing with magic bounces against her chest as she moves, an unyielding witness to the carnage she has wrought. Deep inside me, a small voice that I had previously muzzled now sounds with force. We can't get out anymore. We are doomed. Maybe it's the medallion. Maybe it's the medallion that they need to break. Alright, now you should have the basics of microsociology. Evelyn goes back to sit on her desk looking satisfied. Beyond her, the board is black with words most likely related to sociology, but I'm unable to focus on them. My gaze remains fixed on Evelyn's smile. Less than an hour ago, I thought it was one of the most beautiful smiles I'll ever seen. Now it fills me with dull terror every time I see it. What kind of new war is she planning? The last of the students taking notes finally pause at sudden silence. Okay, now that we are done with this chapter, I think it's time for some questions. Time for some questions. This relentless phrase catches up with us again. She's not done with the punishment. Behind me, I can almost hear Dan Sweat eating the desk with a dull thud. How many people are going to be killed before she finally lets us out? Is she really planning to sacrifice the entire student body one by one under the guise of nobody's perfect? Emma gives me a quick look of encouragement with a clear message. Everything is going to be okay. Strangely enough, my panic level has started to decrease since I confirmed my theory. I've gone through all the scenes I've been guilty of in the past, but nothing in particular stands out. Let's just say, as long as people like Dan and Angelica are still alive, I have nothing to fear. Not me, not Emma, not even the twins. If my theory is right, Dan and Jessica are almost like a form of life insurance. I am safe for now. I shake my head, hitting my temples slightly. I shouldn't allow myself to think like this. Dan and Jessica absolutely do not deserve to die, no matter what circumstances. I must resist this death-dealing cynicism that seeks to take over my mind. The fact that Dan and Jessica are still alive is not reassuring. It is merely normal. It has to stay that way, until we find a way out of here. A way to escape this nightmare. I quickly scan the room looking for Evelyn's next potential victim. I see a small group of free students who are shaking all over. I can't remember their names, but they are the kind of guys who should play bad boys in any situation. They are probably realize they are guilty of some shady stuff, which is why their panic is so obvious. They are condemned. Evelyn walks slowly along the main staircase like an empress who has the right of life and death over each and every one of us, just like in the old days. Remember, microsocial is based on two founding pillars: social interactions and communication between individuals. We have already talked about social interactions, so how about question about communication? Her malevolent smile widened. Are there any volunteers? I restrain myself from looking direct at her, afraid to meet her eyes. Sure, witch, do your usual sadistic little trick. We know damn well you're going to point to the person you had in mind all along. Nobody? Okay, well, I ought to pick someone again. Evelyn so moves close to our row. Shit, I hope she doesn't target Dan. I haven't heard from you since the beginning of class. What a shame, you seem to be such a good student. My whole body should freeze. No way. It can't be. It takes me all straight off my will to manage to turn my head in every direction. She's standing with one hand on the table staring at... What was your name again? Emma? Impossible. That's completely impossible. Emma sits stiffly upright in her seat, livid, her wide eyes focused on Evelyn. She barely managed to nod her head in agreement. Let's see, an easy quest for someone like you. I'm on the verge of apoplexy. Blood rushed through my skull so fast that my eyes naturally closed. Only Evelyn's mocking face refused to disappear, like an indelible stain on my retina. She's about to kill her. Emma, my Emma, doomed. That's fucking possible. What place is there for honesty in a couple? In other words, should we tell each other everything? I open my mouth to scream, but only a hoarse grumble comes out. Evelyn turns to me, a finger over her mouth. Ta, no cheating. You should wait for your turn to answer. Her eyes cast a blue evil light. For a moment I see a strong flicker deep in her pupils, and I feel something go haywire inside me. Something... I can't breathe. I put my hands to my neck, still held to my seat by some magical force, probably triggered by Evelyn's curse. Emma turns to me in panic. Stop, I beg you. Evelyn stares at me. Evelyn stares at Emma, a big smile on her face. Yet another proof of her sadism as I continue to suffocate in my seat. Emma, I ask you a question. Emma topples over into an advanced state of panic. I try to stop Emma from answering the question, but lack of oxygen prevents me from doing anything. Please, don't answer. I honestly telling each other everything. Yes, yes. Evan claps her hands together. Excellent answer. Evan turns to me stunned. Okay, I have my vision blurs from my asphyxiation. On her face it is blood. I can barely make out Emma as she collapses to the ground. I think I hear the scream of the trees nearby, but my ears are ringing terrible. The lack of joy is getting the better of me. My head is spinning. Where is Emma? On the verge of fainting, I see two huge eyes. Beautiful, terrifying. Midnight below. Careful, the class is not over yet. You must not leave your seat. At these words, I finally managed to suck in a huge gulp of air. My head is still spinning, but I managed to turn my brain's essential functions back on. Emma is dead. Emma is lying on the floor, a long blue dagger protruding from her back. Suddenly, I feel a tremendous amount of pain. Breathless, I struggle to scream. Emma! My Emma! Emma! Evelyn straight Evelyn straight eats me hard. If I leave my seat, I will be punished. I will die too. I lower my tear-filled eyes towards Emma's body, whose face straightens right towards me. Kay, forgive me. The awe of Evelyn twisted trapping truths on me in all its glory. If I want to live, I must let the girl I love die before my eyes. Without being able to comfort her, without being able to touch her one last time, I must let her die alone, bound on the dusty floor of an auditorium. Oh shit, what was the choice that led to die? No way. I can't stay still. I can't. Fuck Evelyn, fuck everyone else. Nothing makes sense anymore. Emma is going to die. Just as I rush to the floor, immense pain hits my back. I collapse in front of Emma, and I can see the supernatural dagger piercing my body. But my eyes remain fixed on Emma's tear-stained face. My Emma. Emma. Kay, I love you. A painful managed to reach out of my arm to her, and our two hands meet halfway. Her own hand is already so cold. Emma, I love you. I love you so much. A higher cough half interrupts me, and I can taste blood in my mouth. Emma, stay with me, please. Thank you, Kay. Emma's eyes turn glassy as the last sign of life is drained from her. She's dead. Emma. I use what little energy I have to let out a howl filled with pain, anger, and despair. I feel as if the world has gone completely silent. Nothing around me matters anymore. Nothing but Emma's big, lifeless eyes. Emma, why you? Why? I can feel the life slipping out of my body quickly. My breathing becomes more difficult, and I can't move my head. I hear Evelyn's voice in distance. Strange, the tone is neither mocking nor playful, more like disappointed. It's a pity. I didn't expect such a stupid reaction from you. I pay for articulate a few words in a breath of hatred. You bitch. Alright, let's keep going. I hear Evelyn's footsteps walking away. Go die, you bitch. My last stance is hooked by a jolt from the dagger that seems to move on its own along my spine. These are the last words I am able to speak. Words of insult. In front of the girl I love. I probably would have been better off addressing my last words to Emma. What an idiot. As my eyes closed for the last time, I clutched Emma's lifeless hand to mine with all the fury roaring inside me. Let's move on to the next question. Is there a volunteer? You have not obeyed the witch rules and hence been sentenced to death. Die you shall, you fool. So this is like one of the endings, right? Yeah. That if you don't respect the rules of the witch, you die. But what is the reason for Emma to die? Is it because of that choice to that West said to go to the door or not? Emma is going to die, and I have to watch her die, totally powerless. My Emma. With my eyes still on Emma's shaking body, I turn to Evelyn in a pleading voice. Please spare her, please! Despite the distance between us, Evelyn's mocking voice seems to whisper in my ear. If you keep disrupting class, I'll have to punish you. Emma's gaze becomes pleading. Please, don't. Her voice is weak, but still managed to convey her message forcefully. Tears stream down my cheeks. Even to the end, she's still concerned about me, about my survival. Emma, I'm sorry. Sorry? The girl I love is dying in front of me. I'm not doing anything to help her, and I'm sorry? Okay, you vile piece of shit. My voice turns into a hoarse whisper. I love you. Emma pretends to smile despite a coughing fit that causes a new spray of blood to appear along her mouth. Okay, I love... Her last sentence is interrupted by a jolt. We already saw that. As life completely, I feel as if I'm drained of all emotion. I no longer feel anger or terror. I just feel deep despair that almost completely numbs my pain. I cannot take my eyes off Emma's life's body. The rest of the world goes black. Emma couldn't even finish her sentence. Evelyn probably waited for the right moment to put her out of her misery to make my pain worse. Evelyn. I know I should feel all the hatred in the world for her. I know I should stand up, use the dagger stuck in Emma's body, and run to certain death, try to tear out her huge blue eyes. Revenge. A normal person will just take the cruelest and hardest revenge possible, but these thoughts seem perfectly futile to me. Nothing matters anymore. Emma is dead. I close my eyes and begin to cry openly, not caring about any punishment from Evelyn. Okay, I'm sorry. But again, is it because of that choice that I say to try that what Wes was saying, or not? Again, or she has to die. When I open my eyes again, I see Dan was moving right next to me from the back row. I guess Evelyn has resumed her class, and that quiet movement and whispering is allowed again. I look at him blankly. A little further down the road, the twins are on the verge of fainting, their faces ravaged by numerous dry tear tracks. We are going to get even. We are going to kill that bitch, I swear. I remain silent. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Jessica watching me intently from the row behind me, a look of concentration on her face. We won't stay passive. We are gonna make it. It's as if my heart has turned into some kind of black hole that has completely wiped out any form of emotion in me. I continue to stare at him without saying a word. Okay, say something. Dan shakes me by the shoulder despite the risk involved in Evelyn spots us. Come on, there is no point in crying forever. We have to get even now. The ocean of pain that completely overwhelmed me slowly turns into raging anger. Shut up. What? I don't give a fuck anymore. She killed Emma. That's why we need to react. Emma, she was perfect, and yet she killed her, slaughtered her like lamb. Looking to right, then puts his hand on my shoulder in what he hopes is a comfort gesture. It is not. My theory was completely wrong. She kills anyone. If Emma was tired, then we are going down. Emma was perfect. Tears well in my eyes again. I should have stayed with her. Evelyn would have killed me too, and I would have died with Emma. We would have stayed together, and she wouldn't have had to die alone like. My voice breaks into sobs. Anger again gives way to sadness and despair. Dan watched me with clenched jaws, looking visibly moved. Come on, we come up with a plan if it amuses you. There's no rules, no logic. She's going to kill us all with her invisible magic power, and we are going to die total helpless, like lab rats. There has to be rules, you said so. Emma is dead, there are no rules. Leave me alone and enjoy your last moments. Dan widens his eyes, shocked by my fatalism. This isn't like you giving up like this. Leave me alone. I just want to. Just what? Stay with Emma? So what I'm waiting for to get up from my seat and have Evelyn kill me? Am I just a coward? My thing is interrupted by Evelyn's voice again. Well, let's get back to the questions. Is there a volunteer? And respect common feels to the rule. After Emma's death, everyone seems to understand that anyone can become Evelyn's target. She's going to kill us all! Help! Run away! The screams act as a signal. Three students rush to the door while a handful try their luck with the glass windows despite the terrifying wall. The remaining students remain paralyzed in their seats, aware that it is already too late to get moving. I pity the participants in this futile escape attempt. Poor fools, there is no escape. She has planned everything, we can't get out. Evelyn observes the sudden rush with an amused look. She barely needs to move an arm for more magic spears come out from nowhere and pin the three runaways near the door to the ground with sickening crack. Her smile widens as the blue glow dancing in her eyes shines brighter than ever, as does the glow in her medallion. As for those who try to get past Thorny Vine Wall, their screams tell me the extent of their failure. I refuse to turn around to contemplate this new part of morbid work imagined by Evelyn. Evelyn, that bitch, who deprived me of Emma. She seems to enjoy the last moments of the dying students. When a dead silence reigns again in the room, her voice raises again. You guys are pretty agitated. I think you can conclude the question, for now. Alright, let's back to class. Perhaps we should start the chapter about justice? Evan claps both hands, delighted by her own idea. Yes, justice sounds perfect. She turned back to the board and erased it with a snap of her fingers before returning to writing. The surviving students are all morbidly pale, even Dan seems particularly downcast. After all, Evelyn has just killed, again, 5 people, without any hesitation. The list of the next potential victims is shrinking by the minute, and everyone knows they could be next. And please, don't forget to take notes. The best students will be rewarded. Rewarded? She blunt messing with us. The survived fingers unconvincingly resume their dance on the computer keyboards. Everyone seems to be in shock at the massacre that has just occurred. The door and the drawing wall are now covered with blood and a strong smell of corpse filled the atmosphere. I guess we got used to such a stench because no one is vomiting anymore despite the carnage. Or maybe we don't have anything left to vomit. Evelyn, not bothered by the foul smell in the air, now cites the rest of the list by writing the important concepts on the board. Okay, we don't have a choice now. We have to come up with a plan. We are going to die otherwise. I turn a delusional look toward Dan. What's the point? We are going to die, you just say so. All the more reason to try something. And an escape attempt just happened. You saw the result. Evelyn didn't even look surprised. Dan seems at a loss for words. So what? So what? We just have to come up with a better plan. Jessica, sitting in the row right behind, leans in. Okay, stop whining. It won't bring Emma back. We need your help to think of a plan. I give her a hateful look. Fuck you. You never wasted a chance to insult Emma. You hated her. I raise my voice despite the risk that Evelyn will hear us and just take a bite out of our lives. After all, why not? We are all doomed anyway. You must feel so superior to be still alive, but you are nothing but trash next to her. She deserved to live 1,000 times more than you. Tears filled my eyes again. I thought I was dehydrated for good. Emma. She was so much better than you, than all of us, and yet she's... I'm unable to finish my sentence. Saying these words out loud feels like an almost unsurmountable ordeal. Jessica looks at me sadly. It's the first time I've seen that kind of look on her face. Okay, about Emma. Dan cuts her off. Emma begged you to stay put so you'll stay alive. If you listen to her, it means you still have hope in you. You want to survive. I didn't move when she died. I watched her die like the worst kind of coward. And since then, I still haven't moved. And it will be so easy to end it. I'll need to stand up and Evelyn. I will have to like to convince myself that I left Emma to die alone to fulfill her last wish. But truth is, I had my decision before she spoke. I had decided to stay put. I was too afraid to die. I thought I could survive, find a way to survive. Okay, Emma sacrificed herself for you until the end. She only thought of you. Don't throw away that chance. We can do this. Beyond then, twins glare at me. It's true, okay. Emma was counting on you. If you die without trying, then it's like she died for nothing. A small spark of fury flares up beside me. It gently rekindles a desire that I had almost completely obliterated since Emma left us. Desire to live. The despair I feel does not go away. There is no way out. Evelyn has just proved it. Her magic is far too powerful. Powerful and cruel. Jessica speaks up again. Just read the chat. Look at these spineless idiots who have already given up. You are better than that, Kay. I turn back on my laptop without any conviction and scan with my eyes the last message left on the chat. I can't believe it. This bitch just killed 5 people at once. If she killed Emma, then we are all doomed. That bitch kills for fun, I told you already. Don't try to find any rationale. So Kay still was completely wrong? Kay is a giant asshole. He's been working with her since the beginning. Yeah, maybe you want to give us false hope. Kay, you piece of shit. Repent. It's because of the sins of a few that we are all doomed. He's crazy. We were all chose our sacrifice to summon a demon to cleanse the earth of our sins. It's not that crazy. Maybe we are all going to die because of all wretchedness in our class. The rapist, the guy who abused his girlfriend. Fuck you. Matt didn't deserve to die. He never abused his girl for you. That makes sense. We are condemned because of few assholes who deserve to die. That makes no sense at all, you assholes. We are going to die because of you all. I hate you all. We are going to die because guys are worse than animals. That's just disgusting. Shut up. There's also a girl among the victims though, and Emma. It's your fault. Repent. Shut up. Repent. Shut the fuck up. Repent. Popcorn. Repent. Shut the fuck up. Repent. 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 I took my read. Non-stop flow goes on forever. Faced with adversity, people go crazy. You are better than this, Kay. I'm not sure about that, but I like to think so. Okay, these assholes have chosen their fate, but not us. We still have a say. I let out the eject side. Anyway, my theory is wrong. I can't come up with a plan that makes sense without understanding the rules of the game. So what? You have always been too theoretical. Less talking, more acting. What kind of action? Do you see how she killed 5 people in the blink of an eye? Kay's right, if you don't understand how she acts, we won't be able to exploit their weakness. I don't care. I'm going to sit around and wait for death. This corner wins our small assembly. The faces are dark except for Jessica, who gives me an enigmatic and sad look at the same time. Kay. Allies immediately pivot on her, hoping that she will announce a plan as miraculous as it unexpected. I have to tell her about Emma. What's she's going to say? That she saw Emma throw a piece of trash on the street and hence deserved to die? Jessica lets out a long sigh. I'm sure she was very nice to her friends, and she probably had a lot of affection for you, but... The twins over their eyes wide. Jessica, there's no point. It won't do any good for him to know. Wait, what? Tell me what. Speak. My tone is on a side snarky, but proves my renewed interest in the affairs of this world. Emma, I hate her. It's true. I can't forgive her since. It doesn't need to hear that. I glare at Chloe. She immediately looks down. Shut up! I need to this more than ever. Since what, Jessica? Jessica closed her eyes. She still slept with my boyfriend last year at dance party. What? Am I with David? Is that why you dumped him right afterwards? Wait, what? Zoe looks at me with pleading eyes. She was upset about her cat who died. David got her drunk. It's not her fault if... Jessica's eyes regained their ice cold glare. I caught them in the act at the party, and they eventually admit to me that it wasn't their first time. Their little double life had been going on for several weeks already. I don't care about what their reasons were doing for doing this. It takes two shit. Both of them deserve all my contempt. So yes, I dumped that cheating bastard, and yes, that's when I start hating Emma. And no, I didn't tell you, Kay. Emma, my Emma, so sweet, so perfect. Emma cheated on me? On me? She cheated on me? Kay, you had been together for less than a year. Back then, if you knew how much she regretted it after... Shut up! I yell without any restraint. I feel most of the eyes in the room converge on me. It's literally impossible that Evelyn didn't hear me. The twins, terrified, turn their heads toward the board, waiting for the inevitable punishment. That never happens. Only the cheerful voice of Evelyn continues to recite her lesson feels silent, and the noise of the computer keyboard settles down again. Emma cheated on me. She did. No matter when, no matter how. She cheated on me. After all we have said to each other, everything we have been through, all the words of love we have exchanged, tears are coming to my eyes. I thought we would end up getting married, start a family together, go old together, die together. Fuck! Emma cheated on me, my Emma. A big part of my inner world just fell apart. The happiest part of my life was a lie. Kay, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. The twins remained quiet. They obviously knew all about it. They and Emma have been friends forever. Kay, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I didn't think it was any of my business. I didn't want to interfere in other people's relationships. I already had to bury mine. I remained silent, my fist clenched. Emma, beyond her angelic smile, she slept with David, a filthy shit. Every time I touched her, and I thought I was the only one. Every time she told me I was the only one, and she told me that she loved me. Shit. Sorry to bring this up again, but that means Kay's theory is still correct, right? Emma deserved to... I cast a bloodshot glance towards Wes, still sitting in the row behind me. If you say one more word, I'll rip your throat out with my teeth. Wes immediately closed his mouth, obviously frightened by my meaningless threat. That's awful cynical, okay? And I understand how hard it is for you to take that under such conditions. But Wes has a point. The witch did have a reason to go after Emma. There was nothing blind about it. I don't care, I don't give a damn. My theory, Jessica, Dan, everyone. My thoughts, my hate, my whole being is focused on Emma, on all the happy memories that are crawling one by one. Okay, we have to get revenge. Channel your hunger to find a way to get out of this. I'm about to propose Dan to go gently fuck himself. I have a plan and I need you. Everyone goes wide-eyed. No one expects Dan to come up with one, even me. Surprise makes me forget Emma for a moment. You have a plan? We are listening, Dan. Dan sits up straight in his seat, lighted by the general attention. Listen. I close my eyes for a moment to push Emma out of my thoughts and focus on Dan's plan. As Jessica said, we are now pretty sure that the people designated to answer the question have all done something bad, according to which complete fucked up standards, of course. The only people who might have been offended by that, the dead, are no longer around to voice their concern. And it seems she wants to kill people in certain heart. That's why she designates her victims one by one. So that survivors have plenty of time to thwart themselves by thinking about their own potential reprehensive acts. But his morbid little game has a flaw. We are now hanging on Dan every single word, who marks a very theatrical pause, as if forgotten the situation we are currently in. Out with it. Well, for every question she already has target in mind, so we just need to volunteer. Dismay fills most of Nero's face, except for Wes, who looks at Dan intensely. I knew I shouldn't have raised my hopes up. Yet it's Dan we are talking about, you shouldn't have any expectations. Jessica slaps him on the back of the head. That's your brilliant plan? You think she's going to break down on her own at the genius of your unexpected reaction? Wait, I'm not done. The idea is just to divert her attention with something she won't anticipate. I stare at Dan with a puzzled look. His plan makes absolutely no sense, but I like the idea of trying to confuse Evelyn, taking her out of her comfort zone. Then what? If I get her attention, then one of you can stab her from behind. Stab her with what? You walk around with a knife in your back? Dan turns his head towards Emma's dead body, pierced by a long blue dagger whose it still seems to glint slightly. With this thing. Dan turns back to me. I'm sorry, it's... He shakes his head. Sorry, Kay. This is the only weapon we have on hand. The others are too far away. There is no way we can get to them without the witch noticing. I look down at Emma and immediately look away, overcome with a nausea that is all too familiar. My mind is full with conflict feelings, but between despair at having lost Emma and anger at knowing that I doubted the ship that it was all a lie. I don't think she deserved to die. Nobody deserves to die. Not for this. Not for breaking my heart. Not for something so trivial. But if it's really something trivial, how come I feel so much pain inside? I bury my head in my hands to banish the memory of Emma. I have to stay focused on Evelyn. Evelyn, the source of all evil, the source of all this terror. I speak in an incredible wary tone. Let's say we do manage to use this dagger. How do you plan to... You already plan to stab her? In case you have been sleeping all morning, she's a witch. Physical yabs are powerless against her. Oh yeah? How did you figure all that out? It's in all the movies. Are you that dumb? This isn't a movie. This is real world. We are talking about our lives. So what? This is the only frame of reference we have. A frame of reference invented by people who have never done magic in their lives. You think there's some kind of magical school to learn how it works? Of course movie writers have never done magic in their life. Stop trying to confuse me. Who gives a shit about this? The witch breathes like we do, and if she has a hole where her throat used to be, she'll stop breathing. It's that simple. The twins sighed earthly. They and Dean never had a particularly cordial relationship. Alright, do you have a better idea? Any idea will be better than that? Go ahead, I'm listening. Stop targeting her. It's for you to justify your lousy plan. I hold my eyes. So much innocency, it seems like they are more interested in discrediting each other than coming up with a plan that works for everyone. They should go into politics. Dan, I don't understand your plan. Can you sum it up clearly? Dan puts both of his hands on the table, a very peculiar look on his face, tense features, fixed gaze, frowning eyebrows. He's either thinking intensely or about to fart. But I hope he's thinking intensely. It's very simple. Next question says I'll go back to the row behind us and volunteer. Since she doesn't expect to have a volunteer, it's safe bet that she'll stay focused on me, looking for a suitable question to kill me. And as soon as she gets to me, one of you will take the weird blue dagger and attack her from behind. You realize that you are very likely to die. You and the other idiot will try to stab her. Dan gives me a bright smile that reflects both his courage and his stupidity. So what? I told you, if you have to go to the slaughterhouse, you might as well do everything you can to stand a chance. I won't just sit back and wait for death to get me. All eyes converging on Jessica, stand for a moment. Jessica, what do you think? It might work, right? I think it's a plan that should be buried under 40 feet of shit. Probably. But as painful as it is for me to admit, I don't have anything else to offer. I agree with all of you that Wish wields magic, which pretty much negates any conventional plan one could think of to kill a normal woman. On the other hand, there is every indication that she's going to kill us all one by one, so what do we even have to lose? And at this little game, maybe she'll actually be surprised at the fact that the moral like Dan is volunteering to answer questions, and that it will open a window of opportunity for us to attack her. The twins look at Jessica stunned. Yeah, but that sounds very risky. That's why I'm volunteering. What if we can't hurt her with the knife? Then I will all die, which will happen anyway. But are we really all doomed? You all witness Evelyn's behavior. Even though her question targets specifically for a final moment of horror before death, she also uses absurd rules to kill innocent people. In other words, those who disrupt the course. Let's not be naive about her intention. I think it's now clear that she plans to kill us all. I don't know, she only targets the unclean and those who are stupid enough to not follow the rules. I don't think she wants to kill us all. Jessica looked at him with a disgusted expression. Even if your theory were true, do you really consider yourself as pure? Wes, you jackass, are you with us or against us? Wes looked down, clearly sensing the vindictiveness. I'm with you, of course. I just think maybe we are not all doomed. Okay, what do you think? Wes glares at Dan, but doesn't dare finish his sentence. Okay, can we count on you? All eyes pivot to me. Count on me, huh? Does the success of this shitty plan really come down to this? We got nothing to lose. Emma's betrayal has awakened a vengeful fury in towards the world. Towards Emma, towards the one person behind this all, Evelyn. That is right. It's time to act. We are screwed anyway. This plan isn't worth much. but it does have the merit of trying to get Evelyn out of her comfort zone. It may be our only hope to find a flaw in our plan, and that's better than waiting your turn like a beast doomed for the slaughter. I'll follow you, but on one condition. Dan sounds very relieved. Seems like he was really counting on me to be the one to stop Evelyn. On second thought, I think it will be indeed be unreasonable to leave this task to Wesk or the twins. On the other hand, Jessica could definitely stop someone. She's a terrifying girl. Whoever volunteers is the one who will take the most risks. I want that person to be me. The twin cheeks turn pink. Whoa, Kay, you are so... Jess glares at them for a moment, then turns to me. Kay, you don't have to volunteer for this. Dan isn't the brightest, but he's reliable. If he's volunteering to do it, then that means he'll do it. Dan's proud look alternates between Jessica and me. Jessica, that's nice. Shut up. If you want, but Kay, no way, it's my plan. I'm the one who has to take the dead guy's seat. I shake my head, looking unrifled. No, from the beginning I feel like Evelyn has been giving me, I don't know, it's like she's giving me special treatment. Because she called you handsome? No offense dude, but get over it. You are not so much of a beauty contest winner. That didn't mean anything. I admitted her remark with an irritated gesture. It's not about that. Ever since she walked into this room, she has looked at Emma. It's almost like she killed her to torture me, more than punish Emma. Jessica looked at me intensely. I had to admit, Emma's death was pretty unusual compared to her usual modus operandi, but we are talking about her most recent target murder. Maybe she had planned to modify her methods from now on. Maybe, but... As for her winking at you and calling you handsome, sorry to disappoint, but I agree with Dan. She spent her time simpering with all of the guys in the room. As a girl, I can tell you straight up, you all probably feel like you are special in her eyes, but I'm afraid that's just an illusion she likes to maintain, so that she can torture you even more eventually. Jessica's probably right, I'm fooling myself. Everyone likes to think they are special, but they are not. It's just easier to deny it, especially in such extreme circumstances. And yet that look, so penetrating, so bewitching, how could it not be meant for me? It's as if she could read my soul. Okay, I need you for the second and equally perilous step. I need you to stab her. I shake my head again. I ask the question, stab her, or someone else, I don't care. Besides, you are much more of an action guy than I am. I don't know if I could stab someone without passing out. Okay, for fuck's sake, do you think I'm a hero or something? I'm terrified too. You'll be much better at this part than me. I ask the question, you figure out the rest. Those are my terms, take it or leave it. Jessica closed her eyes, one hand over her face. You are even more stubborn than Dan. Guys are such idiots. Okay, you are a hero. Okay, we trust you. And the twins seem more concerned with the tragical romantic nature of my speech than with its effectiveness. Might as well not rely on them too much. As for Wes, he looks away every time I look at him. He's probably delighted to escape any responsibility for the execution of this plan and doesn't want to be noticed too much. Story of his life. Okay bro, if this is the only way to get you on board with this one, I'm counting on you. I finally managed to smile for the first time in what seems like forever. Let's make that bitch pay. Okay, so we're gonna volunteer. Let's see what's gonna happen. Every fire turns away from the board in a striking with a graceful movement. Her unearthly beauty seems to grow with each passing moment. I position myself near the stairs and the twins move to my left. In the row front of us, Dan positions himself next to Jessica and Wes. The blue target lies at his feet, hidden by my own body. It will be too risky for him to keep it in his hands. Evelyn will notice immediately when she walks up the stairs. Alright, it's question time. My heart rate slowly speeds up. The moment of truth is approaching. I will probably die in a few minutes. Emma's face quickly flashed before me. Despite her betrayal, I'm unable to completely suppress my feelings for her, especially since I'm probably about to join her very soon in the afterlife. Maybe she had a good reason to cheat on me? Maybe it was because I didn't care enough? Or maybe because it took her longer to feel what I was already feeling for her back then? The twin says she bitterly regrets what she did back then, over a year ago. What she did, cheating on me, with some asshole who was also in a relationship. My ambivalent feelings begin a new tumultuous clash within my heart. I sighed heavily. Hatred alone will do me no good. I must channel my anger towards Evelyn, the one because of whom everything started. With my eyes closed, I whisper a few silent words as if to exercise my inner demons. Emma, I'm sorry, I love you. When I open my eyes again, I feel like they glow with a fierce light. Or at least I strongly hope so, because the rest of my body is racked with tremors from the terror I'm feeling. Shit, why did I volunteer to throw myself into the lion's mouth? We just finished the chapter on justice, which is perfect because I have some questions for Evelyn pauses, her gaze fixed on me. Or to be precise, on the shaking arm I painfully managed to hold up. Yes, Kay? I got all the hate I'm feeling right now and channeling it to my eyes before answering her. I volunteer. Evelyn looks at me with a very surprised look. Dan was right, she wasn't expecting this. A surprise quickly gives way to a cruel smile that blossoms on her beautiful, cold face, and she slowly walks up the stair in my direction. Well, I'm glad you are trying to be such a good student, Kay. Her movements seem appallingly slow to me, but that's probably because I'm living my last moments. I slowly lower my arm as Evelyn finally reached my height. Behind me, I can almost feel the tension that has completely overwhelmed Dan. Stand up, please. Despite my shaking, I managed to stand up and face her. Her intimate smile widens a little more. When her long, graceful fingers gently brush my cheek, I feel as if I slip into another dimension where I will be completely isolated from the rest of the world. Okay, you naughty boy, what are you trying to do? Sweat drips down my forehead. It's as if her eyes are able to read me like an open book. Has she figured out our plan yet? I volunteer. Volunteer. Evelyn runs her sharp tongue over her lips. Is it because I took care of your little sweetheart? The term in my job betrays my emotions. What a hopeless romantic you are. This is so moving. Emma is, well, was such a lucky girl. Don't talk about her. Each word inflicts a jolt of pain in my temples, but somehow I manage to respond intelligibly. Evelyn's gaze becomes falsely sympathetic. Okay, did you know she was cheating on you? I look at her without blinking. Oh, you already knew? Well, that's a surprise, but you already knew even before today? I have my silent focus on the pain in my temples that is intensifying. Oh, but maybe you actually prefer naughty girls. Shut up! I can't barely articulate a word, the pain is almost unbearable. Did you actually enjoy it? Knowing that her body used to repel rarely against other men, despite your supposed exclusive relationship? Maybe the masochistic side of hoping she will end up saying someone else's name during your intimate moments? Ah, youth. Evelyn breaks into a cruel little laugh. Shut up! I managed to pronounce these last words without fainting, which is a small miracle. The lines on Evelyn's face become harder. Oh, no, okay. No, 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 no. You cannot talk like that to your professor. Otherwise, I'll have to punish you as well. Go, die. Evelyn's smile suddenly reappears. Well, that's a shame. Evelyn, behind you. Oh! Why, wide-eyed, Evelyn turns around and intercepts Dan's sword arm in a blue flash. She clenches her right fist back into the void and then comforts in the pain of the floor. The dagger falls with a thud and bounces off a handful of steps. Wes, you traitor! Wes hands his eye bugging out. Evelyn, is everything okay? Her magic still focuses on Dan. Evelyn turns to Wes. Thank you, Wes. I didn't expect such exemplary behavior from you. I'm not handing you out any reward, but you'll definitely deserve one. Wes bulges his chest slightly as Jessica looks at him in horror. I'm just fulfilling my student duty to help you. Excellent, I like obedience to students. As for you, little brat, she redirects her attention to Dan, who stifles a howl of pain. I don't know what magical torture she's subjecting him to, but the pain seems unbearable. It is forbidden to attack your professor. Their suffering seems to be rapidly intensifying. Despite the pain in my temples not fading, I regain control of my sense. Damn it, I have to do something. I see the dagger that seems to be calling me with all its might on step in front of me, right next to Evelyn. The opportunity is far too good to be true. A miracle like this, is it a trap? Then something prompts me to act without question. I grab the dagger at full speed and cock my arm to strike Evelyn back. I can barely hear Wes scream, trying to alert her as Jessica rushes over to silence him. Only Evelyn matters. With her back towards me and all her attention on Dan, we won't get a better opportunity. I bring the dart down towards her neck in hope of killing her with the first blow. I probably won't get a second chance to strike. As the blade is about to reach her bare skin, Evelyn's body swivels slightly and her head turns towards me. A deep terror invades me. I'm screwed. She's going to protect herself just like with Dan and taunt me to death. In that desperate attempt, I continue to adjust towards her graceful neck. To my surprise, Evelyn just smiles at me and closes her eyes. I feel neither pain nor resistance when the blade sinks deeply into her neck. A spray of blood sprays my face while the metal easily tears the flesh. Ha! Evelyn eventually collapsed to the ground in a torrent of agony. Breathless, my face studded with cold sweat and Evelyn's warm blood, I dropped the dagger to the floor. Blood gushing from her mortal neck wound, and the pained expression on her frozen face tells me that the witch has finally passed away. Only her medallion still glows faintly with an unearthly blue light. Then lights right in front of her is her eyes empty of life. He died to save us. Then, shit! A few tears bead at the corners of my eyes. I see Wes rush to Evelyn's lifeless body, looking totally desperate. Evelyn, please wake up! This fucking traitor. How long has he been working for her? Was he planning to betray us all along? First, fist clench, I feel a new hate roar in my chest. Then he's dead because of him. Let's put in here. The bloodshed needs to stop. No, I'm not gonna kill him. I stare at Wes in disgust. He is really mourning Evelyn's death, the death of the one who caused all this terror. My eyes drift to Dan's lifeless body. Dan, you shouldn't have died. You are the only one whose death is not fully due to Evelyn. The only one whose death could really have been avoided. My jaw clenched so tight that it's painful, and I feel the hatred rising into me. A hatred that could lead to me to. I look down at the bloody dagger that lies right next to Evelyn's corpse. It almost feels like, is the dagger calling me? Yes, it's calling me. It wants blood to flow, more blood. Again, 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 again. Okay, don't do that. I turn to Zoe, a dazed look on my face. What? Please, drop the knife. My gaze turns to my hand, horrified at sight of the dagger that is somehow clenching within my fingers. How did it get here? Did I pick it up? Zoe gives me a pleading look. Kay, you have to stop this bloodshed. I can hear the wisdom in her words, and yet a little voice in my head is screaming at me to kill Wes, to make him bleed, to slit his throat with that perfect sharp blade, and watch him bleed to death, slowly, painfully. In spite of the pain in my temples, I manage to focus on the situation. I don't want to kill him, to become a mere slave. Kill him. No, kill him. Stop. Kill. I let out a howl of pain and managed to regain control of my body. I will not kill him. I refuse to become Evelyn's puppet. The voice that was so present in my mind disappears completely. I realize that I'm sweating profusely, short of breath. Zoe hugs my arm, a panicked look on her face. Kay, are you okay? What are you? We are interrupted by the sound of Jessica delivering a strong kick directly to West's jaw. At least one tooth comes loose as the trait's body collapses to the side. Wes lets out a cry of pain, but Jessica continues to kick him as he contorts on the floor. You little vile traitor shit! Wes starts coughing up blood and Zoe rushes over to Jessica to interrupt the brutal beating. Jessica, stop! The witch is dead! Jessica slaps her with a resounding blow, then resumes the strikes against Wes, who remains collapsed on the ground. He killed Dan. He's a traitor who want to kill us, to want us all dead. He must pay. I step between her and West, the dagger red with Evelyn's blood still in my right hand. Jessica looks at me with all the hate in the world in her eyes. You want to save him too? You think it's fair? I shake my head on her and hand her the dagger. Make him pay. Jessica's eyes watch me with all intensity for an eternal moment, then disappear under a blanket of tears. Why did he betray us like that? I place my arm on her shoulder in vain of comforting her. All around us, the students scat towards the door, too happy to be alive to care about West's fate. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot one timidly opening the door without counter occurs. A triumphant clamor fills the room, and the students all rush out. It's really over. The curse is lifted. We are saved. Jet cries, still healing for emotion, redoubled in intensity. Dan will never have died if it weren't for him. We already had the witch to deal with, so why? Her last call interrupted us, and West's brutal voice reached my ears. Why? To survive like I've been doing my whole life. The few remaining students stare at West with a stunned look. It's easy for you beautiful popular people. Life is so easy. A twisted sneer appears on his bloody face. Me to survive to take a refuge under the wing of the powerful all my life. Nobody cares about a guy like me. Staying in the shadow of the popular ones is the best I can hope for. It's my only way to exist. No one believes in our plan. Not Even you, the only way to survive was to serve Evelyn. With her power, she could have established a new order, a new justice, where people like me can exist without depending on people like you. But now she's dead, and all this slaughter will have been not for nothing. Your lousy plan will have been for nothing. Behold the corpse around you. You are responsible, you the beautiful, the popular, the powerful, and you come and ask me why? Fuck you all. It's all your fault if close vicious kick its Wes in the throat. The latter off the verge of choking steers weakly on the floor like a earthworm. Shut up! You are not even worth getting our hands dirty to kill you. With all the apples you are new master summoned, you have enough to kill yourself easily. She spits at Wes, who is still trying to catch his breath, then walks away towards the door, with Zoe following her. Jessica looks at me indecisively. I stabbed the soiled dagger into Evelyn, who remained perfectly still, then lowered my eyes towards Wes. Go join her. We'll lock the door behind you. Let's go, Jessica. Jessica nods, her eyes still misty with tears. A thought kept nagging me. Why didn't Evelyn fight back like she did against Dan? It's like she let me kill her. I shake my head. It doesn't make sense. Then why does this uneasy feeling refuse to go away? I walk slowly towards the exit, the terror smell of blood behind me. I try in vain not to look at the corpse that litter the floor, like a disarticulate puppet subject to the vindictiveness of a capricious child. All this carnage because of Evelyn. As I step through the doorway, a terrible familiar voice fills my mind and acts through my entire body. Are you satisfied with this conclusion? A horrified look on my face, I turn back to Evelyn, who still lies motionless next to the row where I was sitting. Wes has crouched down next to her and is holding her face as he cries. "Kay, are you okay?" I shake my head. Evelyn's dead, right in front of my eyes. She's dead. So where is this voice coming from? I just... "Okay, let's go outside. You need some fresh air." I nod my head unconvincingly and walk briskly towards the exit, an inextricable feeling of unease in my heart. Yeah, because we can hear the voice. I welcome the blue sky with great relief. The sun is obviously at its zenith. Eh, This endless nightmare will have lasted only one morning. A morning strewn with deaths, populated with suffering, and miraculously sealed by the disappearance of the witch. I suppress a new nausea and keep my gaze on the bright blue sky. This time it's really over. We are out in the open, beyond the reach of Evelyn magic. The classroom was her playground, her kingdom. If we are out of it, it means we are safe for good. The other students, most of them in tears, hug and scream with joy. Even Jessica walks over to the twins to hug them, to relieve it to be alive. An embryonic smile appears on my lips. We are alive. I am alive. The nightmare is over. Finally. Finally. Suddenly the landscape takes on impossible color in a sickening crunch. Around me, everything seems frozen. Only the wind disturbs the silence of death which settles. An icy wind carries the room of a melodious voice that whispers softly in my ears. Does this conclusion really suit you? Overcome with a dull panic, I look around frantically. Am I hallucinating? Where is this voice coming from? You are dead, Evelyn, you are dead. You are no longer exist. A terrifying burst of laughter, both near and far, rings in my ears. The impossible clouds all around me seem to swirl in a hellish spiral. Is it really over? Is it? It is. Whoa, I'm waiting. Huh. What? I'm waiting. What that means? Ah, is the time going back? Huh. Hey, Kay, move your ass. Huh? My neurons are very slow kicking in, like a rusty machine getting greased by motor oil. A moment ago, everything was frozen? Evelyn. I look around frantically. I'm standing right in front of the entrance of the main building of the universe, my back warmed by the morning sun. Yo, okay, what's wrong? Got to stop jerking off midnight, alright? Behind me, Dan looks at me sarcastically. Dan is alive! Dan! I rush over to him and hug him with all my strength. Hey, what are you doing? Tears blur my vision, but Dan's heartbeat confirms that he's alive. Dan, you are... Please tell me it's your phone I'm feeling right now. I can't help but laugh nervously. It's definitely Dan with his favorite lousy jokes. No offense, bro. I'm flattered and shit, but I actually prefer girls. Hey, are you crying? Dan pushed me away slightly. He looks at me with wide eyes, like he's seeing me for the first time. Shit. Okay, what's wrong? Did Emma dump you or something? Without even wiping away my tears, I continue to stare at him with a dumbfounded look. You are alive. Dan does not even try to hide his perplexity. You're drunk or something? You know is that what I'm talking about? The frozen scenery appears before my eyes for a moment, all too real and terrifying. Evelyn, have you seen Evelyn? She should be. Dan shakes my shoulders. Yo, okay, wake up. I don't know what kind of nightmare you are having at night, but time to wake up. Does he really have no memory of what happened? Every voice carried by the wind immediately comes back to my mind. Does this conclusion really work for you? Then, Evelyn is alive, I'm sure of it. We must. Evelyn? Who's that? I turned to the newcomer, a very familiar voice. I can't believe my eyes. Amy standing right there, fists on hips, an irritated look on her face. A look full of life. You are in trouble, man. Dennis is this close to burst out laughing, delighted with this teenage movie quid pro quo. Don't worry, Emma. Actually, Evelyn is the name of the Siamese cat that Kay adopted last week when he returned from the lecture on the benefits of air conditioning from Africa penguins stranded in. Emma dark looks dissuades him from finishing this sentence. Too much detail, huh? I realize that in the middle of. Emma's large eyes narrow to two black slits. Then shrugs, obviously used to that kind of look of disdain from girls. I tried, bro. You are in deep. I jostled down and swooped down on them with the speed of raptor. My arms wrap around her and lift her off the ground. Heh, what are you? I don't care about her betrayal, about the fact that she lied to me, that she cheated on me. After the horror of her death, after being Carly and helpless witness to her agony, Emma is alive. I begin to cry my eyes out without loosening my embrace. Emma, I'm so sorry. Emma turns face bright red. Kay, put me down. We are not alone. Forgive me. Kay, please. People are looking. I end up lowering her back down on the ground to dance icing. I feel like I'm watching him of Titanic. Get a room, kids. Emma, still crimson, light slaps my chest. Don't do that, in front of everyone. Unfazed by that non-stop taunting, I take Emma by the hand to lead her away a bit. I have to tell her that I know the truth. Emma follows me without resistance. Okay, what are you? Quickly before class start? Love it. Undaunted, I lead Emma toward the trees to give us some privacy. Then continues taunting from distance. Okay, make sure to send me the video afterwards, alright? Dan is such an idiot. A hero though. An idiotic hero, shall we say. Emma. I hold her by the shoulders to convince myself that she's really alive. Emma, meanwhile, is still looking at me with a worried look on her face. Okay, what's wrong with you? Is everything okay? I look down for a moment. She doesn't seem to remember anything either, like then. Emma, you don't remember Evelyn? Her gaze grows suspicious. Her again? Who is this girl? I said in an annoyance. Why doesn't anyone remember anything? Why is it only me? Answer me, and don't give me adopted cat crap. I know you are allergic. I look at her with all amused, half depraved look. Maybe it's better to put Evelyn aside for the moment, and bring up the other subject. Don't tell me she's another bitch from the swim team who's been hitting on you. No doubt about it, Emma has no memory of recent events, and judging by her angry, red face, she's more alive than ever. If I found out that you are Emma, I interrupt her abruptly. No time to beat around the bush. I want to hear it from her. I want her to admit to me that she cheated on me. I know everything. What are you talking about? The expression of astonishment Emma displays seems sincere. She definitely doesn't expect me to know. Emma, I know about you and... A veil of panic quickly passed over her face. She's beginning to understand. Or rather, she's very afraid to understand. I stop talking about in cryptic message, Kay. What do you know? Her annoyed tone betrays the panic that is beginning to overwhelm her. Forgive me, Emma. I realize this will be painful discussion for you, but I need to hear it from you. I can't pretend not to know. Emma lets out a smile, nervous laugh in response. Okay, stop. You are scaring me. You know very well what I mean. So if you have feelings for me, you owe me the truth. I remain silent to wait for her answer. The ball is in her court. Emma remains reticent, probably torn by panic, shame, and the vain hope of getting me to confess what I know to avoid having to reveal all her cards. My gaze remains locked on her heart. It's all up to her now. Emma's shell finally cracks, her lips begin to tremble, and after a few seconds of futile resistance, she bursts into tears. Kay, I'm so sorry. Forgive me, I still make no sound, the floodgates are open, it's up to her to convince me. It was last year, we had been dating for a few months, and we just had a fight about Hannah. I remember it well. Our first real couple quarrel. She suspected I was cheating on her with Hannah, one of the many pretty girls on the swim team, the infamous swim team. I feel a twinge of guilt. It's true that I was hanging out with Anna quite a bit at the time. Nothing ever happened between us, but I knew Emma hated that closeness. I was thrilled with the fact I was somewhat popular with the attention I was getting. Pretty girl as a girlfriend, and another one flirting with me. It was very gratifying. Probably selfish on my part, but very gratifying. You refused to cut ties with her, and I really thought you were cheating on me. Many soft punctuate her speech, and I feel my resolve shift ever so slightly. Am I responsible for her deceiving me? Was it me to push her into the arms of the other asshole? She's the one who cheated on me, right? She's the one who did it. And David kept trying to convince me. I kept refusing his advance, but when you went to the movie with Anne and left me alone at the party, painful memories come back to me. I did refuse to cancel that date with Anna and let my own girlfriend to go to the party alone, even though I had promised that we would go together. I was proud of my move at the time. I didn't see the problem as long as nothing was going on between me and Anna. I was even amused by Emma's anger, by the power I had over her emotions. At what point did I stop feeling any pride in this behavior? At what point did I really consider Emma my top priority? This change probably happened gradually over time, when I began to care more about Emma's happiness than my own. I look away in shame, feeling like it's been so long ago when it was just last year. I realized how much our relationship has matured in just 1 year. I realized how selfish I was too at first. Theo kept trying. He promised me that he had broken up with Jessica. That with me it will be so different. I had been drinking and I was so mad at you. We saw each other twice, once that party and then once at Dan's party, a month later. And when Jessica walked in on us, I never felt so disgusted with myself, of what I had done to you. My fists instantly clench. She's trying to make me believe it's because of me. I am the cause of this? Fuck this. She's the one who shit on me. She's the one to blame. I didn't do anything with Anna. I knew how to hold back. She's the one who deserves to suffer. She who deserves to die? Die. Like Evelyn parody of justice. Am I proving her right? I opened my mouth as if to spit out my venom at Emma's tear-streaked face. Make her feel all my hatred for what she has done, for what she is, for what she represents. But strangely, nothing comes. Emma takes my hand, still in tears. Okay, you have to believe me, I regret it more than anything. If I could go back in time, that's the only thing I would want to change. I'm so sorry. Her pleading looked painful revised the memory of her death. When she stared at me with those same huge eyes filled with sadness and tears. When she thought only of my survival. Even though she knew she was doomed, until the end she wanted to protect me. Will I have been able to do the same? Everything we have built together since, it's so wonderful. I made the worst mistake of my life. Forgive me, for heaven's sake, I can't imagine my life without you. My voice becomes cavernous, lamed with grief and anger. Everything we built was a lie because of her and because of me. Looking for the main culprit makes no sense. There is no point. Because I love Emma. I tried with all my might to hate her, but when I saw her alive this morning, I felt the greatest relief of my life. Because of you, Emma. Because of you. Because she shit on me. Because I put my personal happiness before ours. Because everyone makes mistakes and tries to move forward carrying their cross. Because we have come so far in the last year. Because I have my throat constricts from tears that flow into my eyes. Why did you do this to me? Emma rushed to me and kissed me with the force of desperation. I'm overwhelmed with emotion, unable to untangle the conflict feeling that overwhelmed me. Do I hate Emma? Do I love her? Are these two feelings really mutually exclusive? The only thing I know for sure is how soft Emma's lip feels now pressed against mine. Her face remains streaked with tears. Her distress feels like a dagger in my chest. I don't know what to think or how I'm supposed to react. Many will probably refuse to forgive her for sleeping with someone else. And usually I will be the first to stand behind that decision. But these people didn't see Emma die before their eyes. They didn't see her worrying about my survival until she died. They did not see her cry. Emma, I don't want you to cry. Emma remains silent, her head against my chest. I don't want to lose you. She shyly lifts her head towards me. Okay, I don't want to lose you too. But I would understand if you decide to. I shake my head in denial. Everyone makes mistakes, me first. Back then I didn't treat you the way you deserve, but I was selfish and I wasn't thinking about us. I turn unsuccessfully to suppress the tremors in my voice. Back then, it feels like a long time. The only truth that matters today is that I love you. Okay, I love you so much. Since my mistake, you have been my only priority. You are all I have been thinking about. All I thinking about since then is us. That's why I feel so guilty. Not only did I betray you, but I must jeopardize what we have built together since then. I don't know how much credence I can give to her promise, but I've made my decision. From now on, I'm going to protect her at all costs. You and I, we have come so far since we started our relationship, and what we have built so far, I want to protect it, no matter what mistake we have made in the past. A fresh burst of tears floats Emma's cheeks. Okay, I don't deserve someone as wonderful as you. We kissed again for a long time in a more serene way. Love is stronger than anything, right? One thing is for sure, the fear of losing Emma is stronger than resentment I feel. I can't feel the hatred of the past taint the happiness of the present, let alone the joys of the future. Our lives fall apart. Emma, I would like us to keep moving forward together on a renewed foundation, stronger, more forthright, more mature. But for that, no more lies. You have to promise that. Emma face beams with newfound hope. Okay, I promise. What I did, I've been faithful to you ever since. You are the only one who matters to me. Her plain look indicates a burning desire for reciprocity. I've never cheated on Emma. I thought about doing it just like everyone else, but I never did because to me she's too precious. I never cheat on you, Emma. You are the only one for me. Okay, I betray your trust, and that's the thing I regret most in my life. So if you want to go see another girl just once to balance things out, tears come to the corners of my eyes, and a small, amused smile appears on my lips. This just allow me to sleep with another girl? That's every man's dream, right? You silly. I press her head against my chest. What will I get from that? You are the only one I want in my arms. Okay, we remain tired for a moment longer to seal our renewal promise. Despite the torrent of conflicting emotions roaring through me, my smile widens. Emma is in my arms, safe and sound. Okay, we are going to be late for class. Emma looks at me shyly, her usual smile on her lips. Finally losing my embrace reluctantly. Yeah, you are right. Class, Evelyn. Shit! My complexion turns pale and Emma gives me a worried look. Kay, are you okay? What's wrong? I grab her by the shoulders. This morning, we have class with a new professor? Emma looks at me with puzzled expression. Are you sure? We have sociology as usual, no? My heart rate drops slightly. There's no new professor scheduled to teach us this morning? Are you sure? I haven't heard anything about this. No, maybe Dan will know more. I quickly turned back to Dan, deep in conversation with Jessica, who must have joined him while I was with Emma. I grab Emma by the hand and start walking toward Dan, but Emma stays still. I just have to do something quick. I'll catch up with you in the auditorium, okay? I stay with you. No way I'm abandoning Emma when I've only just got her back. Dre feels both her cheeks. I just have to go. I'll be back in just 2 minutes, I promise. I look at her with a very serious look on my face. Emma, we absolutely need to stay together this morning. It's very important. I need to go for help no insistence, but most of all, I need to keep Emma safe. But I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll come with you then. Emma cleans her hand with half angry, half exasperated sight. I have to do a girl thing in the bathroom. Oh, oh, shit, she needs to, shit. I stammer a few words of apology. Ah, yes, sorry. Let's meet in class to do the class. Emma places a final kiss on my lips in a little adorable laugh. See you in 5 minutes. Save me a seat. Yeah, sure, yeah. Emma scurries off in the direction of the main building, giving me a little wave. This discussion has taken a much happier turn than expected. Did I really do the right thing by forgiving her to stay together? The answer is given to me by despair that sees me at the mere memory of Emma dying before my eyes. I must protect her from Evelyn, who seems to have disappeared from everyone's mind, except mine. Maybe only the survivors have retained their memories. I sit down a few dozen meters away, still deeply involved in his discussion with Jessica. If my theory is correct, then maybe Jessica could remember something. I have no choice but to question her. But in a subtle way, this time I'm tired of sounding crazy to everyone else. As I approach, Jessica glares at me with her usual haughty look. Hi Jessica. Hey. The tone is a relative cold as it was is when it comes to Jessica. Then turns back to me. Oh, you are finally done with Emma. I'm unable to suppress a semblance of goofy smile. Yeah. Dan stares at me with an unusual serious look on his face. So tell me, you... Jessica crushed her still partial slit cigarette but on his temple. Ah! You are the most disgusting pig in the world. Don't be surprised when you die alone in a shitty little corner. Fuck, it hurts so much. One more word and I'll put my cigarette on your... Her look at Dan Cross is explicit. Enough to say that I feel compelled to intervene. You know that, as long as he's still breathing, he'll say dumb things. You really want to take his side? Is he some kind of retarded bro code? Speak of gold, we can always count on Dan, right? If you mean that he can be counted on to act like a disgusting pig, sure. She doesn't seem to be taking the bait. Damn it. Screw subtly, I've got to get this straight. Anyway then, his reliable type, Evelyn knows it well. Jessica raises an eyebrow and turns to Dan. Evelyn? Another completely desperate girl who ended up falling into your arms? I'm completely confused. If Jessica doesn't remember either, then who would? Dan massages his temple and contemplates cigarette ash covering fingers. This shit is all over my skin. Shit, I was just kidding. Wait till you see what your Evelyn does to you when she finds out who you really are. Evelyn? Isn't that Kay's new crush? Jack turns to me, puzzled. I must remind you that you are already in a committed relationship. You should be careful. Dan is a deplorable influence on the people around him. No doubt, she doesn't remember anything. Shit. Okay, show me a picture of this Evelyn. I need to see with my own eyes that the face of the succubus who managed to make you forget Emma. The memory of Evelyn doesn't make me forget anyone, let alone the people she killed. I jump when a newcomer appears near me. Here then, your coffee. Wes, the traitors come acting like nothing happened. Wally is responsible for Dan's death when he was collaborating with Evelyn. Wally condoned all the murders committed during this nightmare. That traitorous bastard Wes. My eyes turn red. Unable to control my anger, I grab him roughly by the throat. You little shit, you dare to come back and talk to Dan like nothing happened? Wes' eyes narrow until they become two small slits of terror. Stop! Dan leaps at me and forces me to release my grip. What the fuck, Kay? My gaze alternates between Wes panting and Dan. That motherfucker is the reason why you, Dan, is the worst kind of traitor, a murderous fucking opportunist. Dan's expression wavered between disbelief and surprise. What? What did he do to me? He's a fucking traitor. I wrote these last words. Dan looks more and more puzzled. Wes betrayed me? Don't tell me call all my ex-boyfriends to beat me up. You wouldn't do that, right, Wes? Dan, I didn't do anything. This guy is complete psycho. Wes stares at me with hatred, pure crystal clear hatred. I flinch slightly as much as such a murderous look. This guy could kill in cold blood, no doubt about it. And Evelyn, you betray us like all the worst shit. Wes in turn displays belief. Evelyn? Damn guy, I don't know what's wrong with you this morning. Who the hell is this Evelyn? Wes' surprise is bluffly realistic. If he actually does remember something, then his acting is very impressive, which wouldn't be surprised for a traitor like him. Don't even try to confuse me with your fake surprised look. You have been hiding your cards all this time, you scumbag. For fuck's sake, stop it. You are so weird today. Dan looks at me with a genuinely concerned look. What's up with you, man? With you and that Evelyn? You high or something? My anger eventually gives way to a certain desperation. Am I the only one who remembers anything? I shudder as I think back to Evelyn's eye. The screams of horror, the smell of blood, the death rattle, everything is still so vivid in my head. Was it really just a dream? Am I going crazy? Breathless, I massage my temples in hopes of waking up from this nightmare for good. I don't know, Dan. I feel like I had a nightmare, a terrible nightmare. Dan takes my shoulder in comfort. Hey, it's okay, we all get little crazy once in a while. I look up at Jess staring at me with an indescribable look. Does she really not remember anything, or is she just lying to me? I'm the only being manipulated by the rest of the world? I shake my head. I'm becoming like those paranoid conspiracy theorists who lock themselves in a persecution delusion. Maybe I've actually lost my mind after all because of Evelyn. Evelyn is the key. Her very existence is the key. If she doesn't exist, then no one of these was real. I need to find Evelyn. Sorry Dan, that's not very clear in my head. I think I need to rest for a while. You bet, don't worry, let's catch up or sleep in the auditorium. You'll feel a lot better. Here, want some my coffee? The auditorium, the class, the professor, Evelyn. Dan, did you hear about new assistant professor, super hot girl? Dan flashed a wide smile. He's finally come to his sense. Look, I don't see how I could have missed such a crucial piece of information, but... don't tell me it's redhead from the physics lab. Her face isn't the greatest, but she has some glorious... Jessica lands a killer blow to the back of his skull. Ah! You can't go more than 2 minutes without saying something gross, right? That's a compliment. You also have some really pretty... Ah, fuck! Just die. Jessica, have you heard anything about new sociology professor? Is this your famous Evelyn? My heart leaps in my chest. How do you know? You have repeating that name over and over an hour, like we are all supposed to know her. I don't hide my disappointment, unless it's relief and sight and Evelyn. No, I haven't heard anything about that. She's supposed to have betrayed Dan with Wes. If I tell them a story now, I'll almost certainly end up in some asylum by the end of the day. No, it's more complicated than that. No one seems to remember anything, no one among the students. I have to ask the professor directly. Look, just forget what I say, okay? I'm just a little, sexually frustrated, deranged, sexually, sex. Damn it, can you stop with your non-stop sexual innuendos? I do it more often than you, but always with the same girl, so it doesn't count. I do Dan, there are more pressing matters than debating the validity of sexual activities. Where's the professor's room again? You are really serious about that, Evelyn. First floor next to cafeteria. I'm coming with you, okay? I really need to see the chick who's turning the head of Emma's loyal knight. Let me just finish my smoke and see you in class. Without waiting for an answer, I rush to the main building. I need to know. I run through the corridors towards the professor's room. If I learn sight clue that could indicate this is of Evelyn, then I absolutely must prevent people from going to class to avoid the coming massacre. Right? As if anyone will listen to me. People will just think I'm crazy like this morning. I should be able to convince Emma, and probably then if it's just about skipping class. And if Emma doesn't go, you can be sure the twins will follow suit. As for the others, lost in my thoughts, I bumped into someone coming the opposite direction. Shit, sorry. What? Kay, are you crazy? The professor. Ah, sir. Why are you running like this? I'm in the wrong direction at that. Do I need to remind you that we have class in exact 5 minutes? Exact the person I need. Sir. I try to catch my breath. Damn, I quit smoking last year though. Did you hire a new assistant professor? The professor raised an inquisitive eyebrow. Why? Do you wish to offer to assist me? Not to be offensive, but your academic level doesn't really destiny you for a very intellectual career, if you do not mind me saying. Asshole. But you have recruited anyone recently? If you care to know, then no. I'm still looking for a new assistant. But certainly not from your classmates. I only select bright people with several years of experience. I hate working with young graduates. They're so arrogant, as if they think they have already seen it all. It's symptomatic of today's youth, if I may say so. Not sure he needs my permission to spot these cliches. In my days, experience was respect, seniority. It wasn't uncommon for the brightest professors to be begged by parents of students to marry their daughter, you see. I myself have been approached by several times and even hesitant mind you, for you must understand that I'm losing him. Apparently he hasn't found anyone for the assistant position yet. So that would mean that Evelyn isn't here? What about Evelyn? You don't have her Evelyn? No, her name was Vanessa. Yes, Vanessa, that's right. But she was the one who was coming to me, rest assured. I'll never follow myself to transgress the prevailing rules among the faculty, you see. Her parents begged me to, they want so much for their daughter to marry an academic. In my days, intellectuals were still respect, unlike your debauched generation who values appearance over. I have to go to Brantford, sorry. I could walk away towards the stairs, leaving the teacher alone with his reminiscence of good old days. I guess every generation eventually convinced itself that it was the best one. I shake my head to focus on Evelyn. No one, absolutely no one seems to know her. As if she doesn't actually exist. Does this mean we are really saved? After I entered the auditorium, I can barely repress a shiver. The last time I was there, the walls were covered in blood and the floor was littered with corpses. A certain nausea takes hold of me at the evocation of those morbid memories. I contemplate the noisy room, only populated by carefree students ready to face a new day of insipid class. No terror, no suffering, no death. Just cheerful laugh and snatch of distressful banal discussion. I slowly make my way to the row where Amy is sitting, not much farther than where we were during my nightmare, but not quite the same. I cling to these little clues with an inordinate amount of hope. This morning is different from my nightmare. Similar, of course, but like any school day, but different nonetheless. No one has heard of Evelyn. People are not quite sitting in the same place. The discussions seem different. Or not, I don't know. The only certainty is that I am the only one who remembers Evelyn. So that will mean she doesn't exist? It's the only rational explanation. Despite the fine release of my nightmare, despite the pain I felt, it was only a figment of my imagination. The only alternative, not very reassuring, will be that I have gone complete crazy. Let's hope I'm still sane. Okay, here. Emma looks at me with a big smile. Behind her, Dan is completely slumped in his seat as usual. I sit now next to Emma, taking her hand. Hey, tonight, if it's okay with you, can I come over to your place? I look at her puzzled for a moment, then nod with a smile. Despite our discussion this morning, still wants to. She's right, there's no need to torture ourselves about something we have agreed on. It's time to move on and do what we did before, get back to simplicity of our exchange. And that includes getting back together like we used to. Chilling towards B, lowering her voice. But I'm sorry, we won't be able to do anything since I have allowed Soft and press her hand against me. I just want to have you near me. What, are you menstruating? What the hunk? Dan is leaning so forward toward us that he's almost flat on his stomach on his table. Dan! Emma Complexer turns peony red. Shut up, Dan. Private discussion rings a bell. Can you imagine if one day you start peeing and you realize it's blood? That should make me insane. Well, when you put it like that, and chicks get that every month, it's super gross when you think about it. That is it on the car with his skull by what seems to be Jessica's laptop. It's technically an attempt murder under the Geneva Convention. Fuck! Give me back my laptop. I hope for your sake it's not broken. That hurts so much. Yes, the life expectancy of a pig is quite limited indeed. I didn't say anything dirty, it's just that this whole pure thing is so fucking hilarious, I'll leave Dan in Jessica's care. If he's looking for a relationship that lasts, he will indeed learn to keep his mouth shut. Emma gives me a knowing smile. If you had Dan's attacked, you never would have spoken to me, I know. But other than that, he's a very nice guy. I burst out laughing. Dan is indeed a special guy. Nice, but special. I catch a glimpse out of the corner of my eye of a dull tornado of hair. Emma, girls! Kill me now, it's like this every day. Uncontrollable shiver runs through me. It was like this during my nightmare too. Could it be that the winds remember everything? I Chloe Zoe. So I told him it's okay for him to you after that, right? Definitely. What, she really him? Yes. No way. Yes, she did. Zoe. But I thought she preferred every time they... Not this time, because she had just... No way, yes. So, the three of them pause and pivot towards me, dumbfounded. Do you know who's going to lecture us now? The regular professor, no? No doubt, she doesn't remember anything. Yeah, thanks. Is Kay okay? He looks very pale. Only this morning, though. Yeah, he's tired. Because of you? Where did you sleep last night? Stop it! I turn on my laptop and observe where my attention from the heated discuss between Emma and twins. A new clue tells me that things are different this time. The Wi-Fi is working. A brief sigh of relief. There are plenty of similarities with my nightmare, but they are also commonalities with my usual daily life, the everyday life of a normal student. The door to the hall suddenly opens. My eyes are riveted to the entrance. I can barely breathe. A familiar figure crosses the threshold, a slim figure with a stern look and grey hair. It's just the usual professor, nothing else. No one in front of him, no one behind him. He just enters the room, closes the door, and walks slowly towards the board. Please, class has started. The hubbub suddenly subsides. Without the presence of Evelyn and her divine point, the students have no reason to interrupt. I'm close to crying with joy, no trace of Evelyn. Does this mean that I really escaped this nightmare? I turned my gaze to a headed Emma, still in deep disgust with twins. I gently stroke her hair. She's alive. She's really alive. My lips stretch into a particularly goofy smile. If Emma is alive, then that means Evelyn doesn't exist. That means life is great. Next one who speaks, I'm pulling him out of class. Yo, shut up! Damn, 3 hours with him. I knew I shouldn't have gotten up this morning. You went to Mike's birthday party? What time did you get home? What time did she get bumped into, you mean? You pigs, stop opening your mouth every time. You bet, she was like an open house. Gosh, shut up. You are impossible. 9 guys in one night? Yeah, I thought it was impossible too. Shut up. Be careful, next one who speaks. Get out, you old shit. Who's the old fart talking? That's the professor, you moron. Didn't he have a black hair? 10 years ago, maybe? What? How long have you been in college exactly? Prepare for another day, no doubt. I take a long stretch in my seat, gently stroke Emma's back, and I lean over my laptop to watch the latest video Dan Shara. This woman thought she was pregnant with triplets, but actually, it looks super gross. A perfect way to start a 3-hour class. That Dan has some problems. So for now, and now everything is different. So it's not gonna be in this class. Remember, this concept could very well end up in your midterm. Shut up. Can you shut up? I'm watching the 17th video of the morning. Emma turns an exasperated look towards me. Okay, take notes, huh? But we are still at the introduction. It's been almost an hour since class started. I look up at the teacher who continues to spout the lecture in a monotone voice. Only 17 videos in an hour? Must be getting rusty. Sorry Emma, I was taking notes but then sent me an important video and... Stop it, you spent the hour watching at least 30 videos. My face lights up with pride as I stare at the board full of sociological concepts that are complete foreign to me. 30 videos in an hour, now that's an achievement. Are you kidding me? My smile immediately disappears. No madam, if you don't take notes then tonight, don't give in to blackmail, okay? You ain't getting any tonight anyway. She has her Surprising speed, then raises his left arm to intercept the charged wire that Jessica wields like a whip. Haha, I knew you'll try to eat me, so I anticipated the Jessica just chunked the entire charge into the crotch, something he always unanticipated. I'm gonna take notes, I promise. I'll be checked at the end of class. I smart thought of this fake punishment. Emma loves to act like a teacher and place a quick kiss on her cheek. Okay, I get it. Emma takes my hand while remaining focused on her screen. I like it when you actually listen to me. I turn my back to screen with a sigh and open the document that has meager notes with regret. Sociology was too underdeveloped at the time to grasp the multiple cross interaction with a system as callback as my brain is already frying. What is that I'm supposed to be taking notes about? I absolutely need to get Emma notes at the end of class. Say, Kay. There, I turned to Emma, delighted to have an excuse not to listen to class. Do I still have any of my stuff at your place? And take notes. My gaze swivels to the board and I start copying down words without even trying to figure out what they mean. That should be enough to reassure Emma. I have a toothbrush for you, yes, and for her to give me her notes. What about my skin creams? She's kidding me. I have a whole shelf full of her damn creams. Sure, I got plenty of them. Holy crap, does that really mean anything? Holistic paradigm? Do you have my night cream too? That depends, which one is it? Mesosology? I'm sure the professor is trolling us. No way such a word actually exists. The one that says night cream, obviously. Obviously. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere, next to the other 12 creams you put on my shelf. Emma doesn't seem to pick up on the irony. And do you have any of the brightened scrub left? What the fuck? She's becoming a tad bit annoying with her stupid makeup products. I'm already having a hard time focusing on the class. Wait, Epoche? Seriously? Is not some kind of animal? Careful, I changed the brand. The old one was giving me a red patch on my face. I freeze in my seat. Emma. Emma was... I turn my head towards Emma jerkily, like an automaton. This is impossible. Impossible. Why are you looking at me like that? No, no. Fuck no. Kay, are you okay? You look completely pale. Anything but this. I turn my eyes to Dan and let out a cry of horror. No! You okay? You okay? Shit, you look like you're about to throw up. Emma, Dan, all the people died during my nightmare. They're all... I'm this close to throwing up at Emma and Dan's decomposed face. Please, it was just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Okay, what's wrong? You can't yell in class like that. Please do not. Breathless, I saw turn my head towards the door of the room that just stopped abruptly. The deep despair that takes all of me confirms what my eyes struggle to analyze. She's here. Radiant, magnificent, terrible. The cascade long dress she's wearing underlines paradoxically the perfection of her form much more than any other clothing. She advances slowly towards the stage, her usual bright smile on the lips. All eyes are fixed on Evelyn, who seems to reveal in general attention. The astonishment which seizes the whole class in front of such beauty borders on the absolute silence. Only the rustle of her beautiful blue dress can be heard. It as if the whole universe was holding its breath. As she approaches the desk, Evelyn turns her gaze to me and gives me a twinkle wink. Is everything okay, Kay? You look like you are surprised to see me. I stifle another howl. Evelyn is back. She's real. Everything was real. The nightmare is real. Evelyn. Evelyn gives me a big, condescending smile. Don't tell me you have forgotten about me. That will be very vexing. Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, is it because of my new dress? I thought you preferred these kind of clothes. Please, get out of... Evelyn casually holds out a finger towards the professor, whose torso literally explodes in a spray of blood. Gah! Evelyn spins around as if her new victim doesn't even exist. Look, a long witch dress, just like in the video games. It doesn't take long for the screams to erupt. Around me, most of the students rush for the door, while the others dive under their tables. Just like in my nightmare. My nightmare that wasn't actually a nightmare, exactly before. Evan saw walk up towards my row, while a shapeless mass of students is clumped against the door that remains stubbornly closed. Open the fucking door! It's Shaman! Open the door, please! What the hell is happening? Open the... Damn it! Get the fuck out of here! There! Get out! My eyes remain focused on Evelyn as she approached me, completely unperturbed by the screams echoing through the room. Don't act surprised. Do you really expect something else? The smile grows crueler and cruel. Everyone was alive again. Emma... Oh, okay. It's not my fault you refuse to face reality. I feel a stream of warm liquid running down my right side. My eyes fill with tears. I turn to Emma knowing full well what to expect. Emma lies on the ground in a pool of blood, motionless, dead. Why? Ashton's gaze stares into the void. Emma was full of life just a moment ago. Emma will start from me again. Okay, she's long dead. I close my eyes and collapse into my seat, ready to vomit what little my stomach holds. A unknown force somehow straightens me and reduces my nausea as a result. I feel a slight pressure on my right shoulder, as if... What should we do now, Kay? I remain paralyzed by despair with a deep primal terror mixed in. We are only Evelyn Pounds, we have always been. Her presumed death, the dead reappearing all unarmed, it was all an act, yet another twist in her cruel game. It seems like there are still a lot of bad students left. What do you think we should do with them? Please. I know. We could do a speed dating workshop. Seduction is one of the pillars of modern sociology, you know? Stop, please. Or everyone writes down a piece of paper the person they would like to see dead, and we make a ranking? Evelyn, I beg you, stop this massacre. Tears roll down my cheeks uninterruptedly. She's crazy, completely crazy. Crazy and sadistic. All she seeks is pain, death, desperation. You bitch, how did you kill the professor? Dan's decomposed carcass appears before my eyes. He seems totally oblivious to his putrefied appearance. Dan, run away. Even better, everyone writes down the person they love and the person they want to see dead, and we pick the names out from our hats. Every snaps their fingers and then collapses in on himself in a pool of blood, as if his body has just remembered that he had died. What do you think? Won't this be a good icebreaker for your classmates? Dan, no! We could do that for, say, 15 minutes before we resume the lecture. Time is flying by. Jessica, in disbelief, is bent over Dan's lifeless body. How? How? Evelyn, please, we have to stop this. Don't you think they are being too loud? The screams redouble in intensity as all the previously dead students collapsed in turn. It was as if I was the only one to see their rotting skin. To the other students, they were alive. Open up, please! He's dead, he's dead! What did I do last time again? Shit, the door. I start screaming at the top of my lungs to warn the crowd of the impending danger. Get away from the door! Oh, right. Evan snaps her fingers and the four students in direct contact with the door immediately turn into living torch. The abominably familiar smell of burning flesh fills the entire room, and the crowd near the door immediately disperses to the sound of screams of pure terror. Well, I guess it's time to get back to class. Evelyn stands up and effortlessly steps over Emma off the composite body. I'm counting on you to participate, Kay. With my heart slowly crumpling, I painfully manage to look at the situation around me. Wes, the twins, and a few others are sheltered under the tables, while Jessica is still hunched over Dan. Evelyn snaps her fingers again and change in light tells me that the deadly thorns have once again invaded the large windows at the back of the auditorium. She quickly walks back down the stairs with a cheerful air, then turns back to her audience. Listen to me. You have 10 seconds to turn to your seat. If you don't obey, I'll have to punish you. The stunned eyes turn to Evelyn. A particularly bold and stupid student rushes at her in desperate rush. You bitch! Ah! With her hand outstretched in front of her, Evelyn conjures up one of her famous spears that has just pinned the hapless student to the ground, whose grunts of agony are rapidly weakening. Tsk, tsk. I said back to your seats. I take advantage of a momentary silence and start yelling. Back to your seats, everyone, quick! I rush over to Jessica, still kneeling beside Dan, and grab her by the arm. Jessica, move! We'll die if you stay here. Jessica looked at me distraught, tears in her eyes. Okay, what the hell? Move! Jessica relents, and I manage to drag her back to her original spot next to the seat Dan was sitting in. No matter what happens, don't move from your seat. Well, I'm afraid I have to start punishing. I jump over the table and sit as best I can in my seat. You, could you please tell me why you're not sitting down? Avatar is the only student still standing with her piercing eyes. Everyone else has managed to sit back down or at least hide under the table. A magic dagger out of nowhere pierces his throat with a sinister sound. The condemned student opposite brings his hands to his blood-drenched throat, then collapses to the floor with absolute sickening gurgles. I don't want to see anyone under the tables either. Class is about to resume. I lean over to twins who look perfectly terrified. Sit down at your table or she'll kill you. Hurry up. They reluctantly straight up and manage to sit down despite their compulsive shaking. Around me I note with relief that everyone is following their lead. Alright, it's so much nicer to teach serious students. And don't forget to take notes. The best students will be rewarded. Having a cool smile, leaves no doubt about what's coming next. There is going to be more blood. We are definitely and will doom it. So it didn't change nothing. The only thing it changed is that now she appears with her normal outfit. I see that everyone is listening now. Who say today youth don't know how to behave? A heavy silence reigns over the room. All students are immersed in terrifying apprehension. Their brains unable to make the connection between the series of total inconceivable events that have just occurred. Exactly like the first time. Surprise, denial, anguish. The triptych of terror. Undoubtedly, I'm the only one who remembers the past events. For the rest of the class, this is every first appearance. I bury my head in my arms or close my eyes. Please, please make it stop. Somebody help me. Anybody, anyone. Please give me Emma back. Give me my life back. My simple, boring life. My little everyday life as an average student. Save me. Save us. Please, 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 please. Have mercy. Evelyn speaks again in a playful tone that makes me flinch. Before we resume class, Emma sits down on the desk as if nothing had happened, as if the loop of her very first appearance had never stopped, even though the students have no memory of that first loop, except me, as if you were teaching for me. I need to ask you some questions to assess your current level. She probes the room with her eyes, stopping here and there at few students who are nearly passing out. You in the back. You already tried to help me, so I'm going to ask you a very easy question. I turn to follow the turret of Evelyn's gaze. She's addressing Wes. He has no memory for first loop, only I know that what Evelyn is referring to is betrayal, is filthy betrayal, and Evelyn wants to reward him by killing him? It doesn't make sense. Evelyn systematically is the person she asks a question to. How is she granting him a privilege by interrogating him? Clearly, Wes is not one of those who are supposed to survive, the famous model students, if they even exist. If you had to kill someone in this room, who will you pick? Wait, this has nothing to do with the class. What the hell is this? This is nothing like the first loop. I want to leave. Evelyn wiggles her delicate thing in front of her. No, 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 you are not answering the question. There's no point in trying to act smart. She wants blood. She will have blood. What if West decides to pick her? Will she submit to her own rules? No way, she'll probably kill the insane by accusing him of cheating. What a filthy bitch. Kay! The word echoes around the room for a few moments. Did you just point at me? Me? I will turn to Wes. You fucking trait, what are you doing? I had to choose, it was either you or me. Traitor in the first loop, coward in the second. Either way, you want me dead. That piece of shit. Evan claps her hands happily. Okay, I see you didn't befriend everyone. She holds a long, slender finger in our direction, and two long daggers coming out of nowhere suddenly hit the table between us. Now, let's get this started. My stunned gaze alternates between Evelyn and Wes. Evelyn doesn't want to kill us herself anymore. She wants us to do it for her. Sadism taken to the extreme. Evelyn, fuck you. I catch a glimpse of the corner of my eye and Wes grabbed it for the daggers, but he only managed to pull one off the table. You piece of shit. I roll as I try to land a blow to his head that he managed to dodge. Off balance, I toppled forward and nearly cut my right side with the edge of the blade still stuck in the table. Wes gazed at me with an evil look, convinced of his easy victory. He raised his Yapon eye. Sorry, nothing personal. In a surprise reflex, I buried him somewhere deep inside me. I managed to roll off the table just in time to dodge the blade, which comes down hard and hits the wooden desk with thuds. That bastard is really trying to kill me. I grab the handle of the dagger, aim it at me, and swing back with all my weight to dodge another deadly blow from Wes. I managed to pull the dagger off the table, but by doing so, throwing myself off my already precarious balance, I clumsily tried to restore my center of gravity by staggering backwards, but I end stumbling on one of the steps. The world slips away from me as my body rolls down the steps to the central stage. When the world finally comes to stop around me, I suppress a stabbing nausea and try to catch my breath. It's a small miracle that I didn't break my neck in that fall. I come to my senses in time to notice Rest running down the stairs, his dagger in his hand. I had a mental look as taken over his face. Ah! I walk straight up and affectedly raise my hand, which is still miraculous holding the dagger to ward off West's coming blow. I was sure I had dropped it when I fell. West's blade ricochets off mine and skids across my forearm, leaving a long red gash. Ah! I drop one knee to the ground under the force of the impact. Haha, I won. I try to compress the pain without screaming, but it feels like my right arm has no strength left. Shit. With a rush of adrenaline, I throw my dagger towards West's face. To my surprise, the shot is perfect. The blade goes with surgical precision towards West's right eye. Instant death incoming. Shut the fuck up. I punctuate my renewed confidence with a bravado remark that I immediately regret. In spite of the agile move, West twists on himself. I manage to avoid deadly projectile. Hahaha. Panic overtakes me, I complete unarmed and as a result helpless. What an idiot. You are pathetic, Kay. Wes stands before me, a demented grin on his face. I turn my head towards Evelyn, in the vain and naive hope of finding some comfort. Her almond-shaped eyes ignore me completely and remain focused on Wes. With an enigmatic smile on her lips, she seems very amused by the situation. Everyone has always made fun of me. You first. Nobody cares about Wes. Wes, dangerous, faithful minion. The one who crawls beside him in hopes of being exposed to the light for a moment. Look at him, he's pathetic. My brain is trying to think fast. I have to try buy some time, get him to talk since he seems very eager to get it off his chest. It must hurt so much to lose someone like me, huh? If I can make him keep talking, maybe he'll let his guard down enough. You are the one looking up at me now. I'm looking down at you. You have no idea what this means to me. My right arm is weakened by my injury, but all I'll have to do is run to him. With all my weight, it should knock him to the ground. You are trash now. Me, I'm the winning side. The main risk is that he doesn't drop his dagger in his fall. If he manages to stab me while I'm running at him, it's game over for me. I'm the winner and you are the loser, but we are both stuck in hell. Either way, I'm screwed, just like you. Rash throws a respect kick at me. I raise my left arm that last moment to keep my jaw from absorbing damage. I crash into the desk with a thud and let out a grunt of pain. Shit, I fell on my right arm. The long gasp that stretched across my forearm triggers a wave of searing pain throughout my right side. Where's justice in that, huh? You're going to die and I'm going to die too, right? We all doomed, right? That bitch is going to kill us all, right? So what the fuck do I care about winning against a piece of shit like you? I'm going to die too. Another kick, this time in my stomach. I don't give a shit, you understand? I don't give a shit about winning if I'm going to die. Justice? Revenge? I don't give a fuck, I just want to survive. I curl up my body in that space for another blow. I just want to survive, but we are in hell here, and no one comes back from hell. West throws a series of handle kicks at me, more to vent his anger than to actually hurt me. I win, you lose, you die, I die. What's the difference? Tell me. My arms manage to absorb most of his blows, but the pain that runs through my body prevents me from considering any counterattack. Answer me, you piece of shit. What difference does it make to me? The kicks finally stop. Breathing hard, I try to focus on my aching body. My right arm continues to hurt, but the wound doesn't bleed enough to be a real danger. As far as my right, nothing seems to be broken. Real sore, but nothing broken. Right, Evelyn? What difference does it make after all? I cast a glimpse out of the corner of my eye of Evelyn, whose attention remains entirely on Wes. Her smile slowly widens, but she keeps complete silence. We are in hell after all, right? There's no way to escape from here? Evelyn gently runs her tongue over her lips, as if to better savor this surreal moment. And yet I have the dagger, I hold the power now. Wes stares at the dagger for a moment, then sets his crazy eyes on me. You think you have a chance of surviving, right? It then turns to Evelyn. You think I'm going to be your little puppet, right? That I will sort okay, and then you can kill me? Evelyn lets out a crystalline laugh, as if the remark were a pleasant joke as a cocktail party. You know, Kay, people say there's nowhere to run in hell, but I know. Wes crouched next to me, his dagger screwed into his right hand. I know how to do it. I know how to get out of it. Wes plunged the dagger into his abdomen. The stunned shock takes my breath away as a few drops of blood splash on my face. I know how. I know. Wes continues to stab himself over and over again. I know. A fire stab gets the better of him. Wes comes next to me, the blade still stuck in his gaping abdomen, which spills an impressive amount of blood on the floor. Evelyn bursts into laughter and claps with both hands. Wonderful, bravo, what a finale. I painfully straight up, holding my right arm. I am alive. Wes killed himself. He had everything to kill me. I was doomed. But he's dead and I'm alive. I didn't expect anything from someone like Wes, but he really exceeded my wildest expectations. Evelyn walks up to me and whispers a few words in my ear. Congratulations, Kay, you are the winner. You can go back to your seats. As if moved by invisible force, my body begins to walk up in stairs with a slow, uneven step. Thoughts race through my jumbled mind, but one keeps popping up instantly. I'm alive. I'm still alive. Thanks to Wes. Wes the traitor, Wes the coward. To the end, he still ran away, even if it meant sparing me. As I finally sit down on my seat, I have a violent coughing fit, a taste of blood in my mouth. Wes saved me. His cowardice saved me. I'm alive for now. Okay? I wipe away a small trickle of blood that runs down my lips and look fervently at the perfect smiling Evelyn, as if the class had never stopped. As the situation was the most natural thing in the world. Since you won, the next question is for you. My eyes bed with tears. She feds our distress and our despair. She maintains the peaks of hope that animate us punctually, to better break them eventually. Don't worry, it's a very easy question. Easy? Like what she asked, Wes? I believe you are a good friend of the two twins in front of you. They look very similar, but I'm sure they are different from each other. Zoe and Closide turned to me, their faces livid. Indeed, they look so much alike. So, which one do you like better? I let out a nervous laugh. So that's our little game now. She asks us to designate the condemned ourselves, according to criteria established by her alone. The conclusion is the same. She kills the bad students by forcing other bad students to get their hands dirty. That probably means I'm a bad student, that I'm doomed. You do have a little preference, right? Look how cute they are, looking at you with their big, desperate eyes. Isn't it exhilarating, wielding such power? Okay, please, save Chloe, pick her! Zoe! To tell the truth, they are perfectly identical. Eyes filled with tears, distress in their eyes, arched eyebrows, trembling lips. Emma best friend, twin sister who do absolute everything together. To me, they're almost one and the same. Shit. That bitch Evelyn, no doubt she will kill me if I refuse to answer. A life for a life. Me or one of them. Huh, interesting. Evelyn can fuck herself. I can't take it anymore. I can't stand being a papa of a Barbie game anymore. Maybe Wes was right. Maybe a chosen death is bad after all. I suppressed a delusional smile. If someone had told me that, I would one day agree with that filthy traitor Wes. If I'm going to die, I might as well go all in. Fuck you, Evelyn. I slap both my fists on the table with all might. A new wave of pain invades my right arm. I refuse to be part of your silly little game. Fuck you. Evelyn adopts a sort of rumpled look and walks up the stair in my direction. Well, there is no need to be vulgar. As she approaches me, a finger pointing in my direction, I feel increasing unbearable tension gradually descend over my shoulders. Arrived at my level, Evelyn contemplates me with a knowing smile. The supernatural tension that afflicts me is such that my chest ends up falling against the table. What the fuck? What are you? Is it the pain that makes you so acerbic? She pressed her index finger to my open wound. A searing wave of pain suddenly spreads throughout my body. Ah! The pain disappears as soon as it appeared. In front of me, Evelyn is licking her index finger, covering my blood. You have very sweet blood. Out of rare, I managed to sit upright in my seat. This disparity in force is indisputable. Any direct resistance against Evelyn is futile. Nevertheless, I'm still alive. Against all expectations, she spared me. Why did she spare me? Why me? Does she have a special plan for me? Is that why I'm the only one who has retained my memories? Who are we, or are we all just trapped in parallel dimensions? Is she torturing us individually without us even being aware of each other's ordeal? Why is she doing all this? Why? Whereas I am about to open my mouth to spill out my hatred, Evelyn gives me a wink and brings a finger to her mouth to incite me to silence. A stinging pain, even more excruciating, invades every cell in my body. Gah! The pain is so great that I'm unable to scream, only a drawn-out moan escapes my lips. The sensation of torture miracles ebbs after a few seconds and leaves me slumped on the table again, panting. Clearly she doesn't want to be interrupted. Chloe. Chloe looks like she's about to faint, her wide eyes focused on Evelyn. Who do you think Kay likes better, your sister or you? As Chloe's face looks like it's about to burst with tears, her features suddenly morph into a cruel caricature. Me, it's me, he likes me best. Zoe stares at her sister with a completely stunned look. Chloe, shut up, kill her, I'm the one Kay likes best. Zoe looks devastated, betrayed by her own sister. I try to open my mouth to protest, but searing pain immediately reappears. Everyone looks at me with sneer, as if to mock my helplessness. Kill me is perfect. She spends her time taking everyone down to make herself superior. She's been doing it with me her whole life. That's why Kay likes me best. Kill her! Zoe bursts into tears. Chloe, do you really mean what you just say? Fuck you. You deserved everything that's happened to you. Your abortion was all your fault. Zoe gasped in surprise. It was you, the humor. A mirthless laugh escaped Chloe's lips. You spend your time feeling sorry for yourself every time you do something stupid, while you always do one response for your own misfortune. This time, you all have finally something real to complain about. Evelyn cruel smile widened. Well, if you say Kay likes you best, in that case... Evelyn waves her right arm nonclined and Zoe suddenly collapses to the ground, struck full force by a new dagger out of nowhere. The violence of the impact throws a few sprays of blood all around her lifeless body. She probably died on the spot. Chloe bursts into the mental laugh. I stare at Chloe's manic face in disgust. I never would have imagined they seemed so close. How could Chloe do this to her own twin sister? I can barely see Zoe's dead body, but I don't don't dare lean forward to see her face. She died immediately after realizing her sister's betrayal. The last thing she felt, the deception, the pain, the betrayal. Her last thoughts were tainted by her sister, her own sister, who confessed everything to her when she was sentenced to death. The worst betrayal, the worst death. I clench my fist and feel the tears running down my cheeks, soiled by sweat, dust, and blood. Again, I curse my own weakness, my inability to do anything, our inability to do anything. Chloe, how could you do this? Chloe turns to me, her features still contorted with unhealthy joy. It was her or me, and she deserves it. Don't you dare lecture me. You did the exact same thing with Wes. I don't remember you sacrificed yourself so he could survive. Actually, it's the opposite. You owe a debt to a dead man. Wes was not my brother. Shut up, Kay. You don't know what it's like growing up in the shadow of your tree, to be nothing but a pale copy, a permanent disappointment to all people who prefer your sister. Chloe's face becomes harsher and wilder. You don't know what it's like to have the people you love smile call you by your sister's name, as if you didn't exist, like they'd rather be with your sister than you. Chloe seems out of breath. The sweat built over the ears showed her still incredible pale face. So what? We all have our problems, and Zoe has hers as... Fuck you! You try to act all I might when you know nothing about what I've been through. If you were so pure, you'll have sacrificed yourself to save Emma. I press to press a gagging feet. She dares to mention Emma. That has nothing to do with it. I don't... Then how come I'm talking to you and not Emma, or Wes, or Dan? Huh? How do we explain that, you hypocritical piece of shit? I remain vagabond by close words. This is completely unrelated, even though I did fail to protect them. I was the only one who remembered, and yet I failed to change anything. I was satisfied with an illusionary happiness, naive. I let my guard down and did nothing to save them. They were doomed the moment I let them set foot in this room again. We all have our problems as you say, so deal with yours and keep your bullshit moral principles to yourself. The short silence is quick broken by Evelyn's slitting voice. Well, Kay, looks like I don't need your answer anymore. You obviously prefer Zoe. What? What? Chloe looks at Evelyn with a startled expression. No, I won. She's the one who died. Ah! A long dagger pierced Chloe, identical to the one that killed Zoe in the same spot, the same way, with the same sound. Chloe collapsed to the ground in perfect symmetry to her sister. The two identical handles of the magic dagger stand proudly, deeply planted into the flesh of their victims, like a morbid reminder of having omnipotence. An atrocious sense of nausea spreads in my entrails. Why, Zoe? Evelyn, Peach, you had it all planned. Why did you kill Zoe when it was Chloe who was targeted? I tried to squeeze the blood that rose in my temples. It is Chloe who deserved it. Did she deserve to die? Is it that simple as that? Evelyn's voice echoes in my skull, but her lips remain still. How does it feel to watch the people you know die around you, totally helpless? And a serious feeling of unease washed over me. This voice is in my head. It's as it penetrated into every single neuron I possess. Evelyn. Evelyn gazes down at two corpses with satisfied look on her face as she gently strokes her collar, obvious to my husky voice. Without a word, she walks back down the stairs towards the painting with a cheerful expression. Well, I believe we can resume class now. I count on you to listen carefully and take notes. There will be more questions later. That atmosphere of paralysis that had gripped the room gradually dissipates. But I'm gonna stop here because it's long, because now we are... Like, I don't even know if it is a loop or we were like thinking that we changed something. It's like, it's weird how it happened because it's like you think that we defeat her, then nobody remembers about Evelyn and we remember about her, but then we see that Emma and Dan are dead already, and then she kills the professor and kills other students, of course, but she now's wearing the witch outfit and not the professor outfit, so meaning that we didn't kill her. It's like we are in a loop forever, or we need to decipher what we need to do to beat her. But you can see then there is choice that you need to do that will lead to other ways, but of course that means that you need to do other runs to see what is the effect of other choice. That's why I say when the game's visual novels have multiple endings, right? And they have choice that lead to different endings. It needs to be between 2 to 3 hours to be able to see other endings. not a long time, because like that people only gonna see, if people beat the game, they only gonna see one ending, because then they get a little bit tired. Yes, you can then skip, but it's like they need to see everything again, and then when you see other choice you can skip, of course, that's normal. But what I will recommend to developers is like that to visual novels, if they want to put multiple endings, to put between 2 to 3 hours, and if they don't have multiple endings, there you could go for to 4 to 6 hours, is what I'll say. But overall the game is good. Like the story, the art style, they are good. There's a little bit, a lot of dialogue, like certain things that didn't need to be in here. Like certain, when our character is thinking by himself, it's like there's too much things that our character thinks for himself that won't be needed in the game. But I understand why they put in there. But it's like the other question is why they went to free to play, right? Like free to play, no free. Why they put free, not to pay, if the game is good? Like good story, good art style, it has choice, it has multiple endings, so why they went to free? That's a question that I would like to know about the devs, why they went to free. But it's like, if you like visual novels, if you like psychological horror, multiple endings and choice, you can go on Steam and download it. It's free, and give your feedback to developers. But yeah, it's only on Steam. It's only on Steam. It's only on Steam, I think. And itch.io, because maybe because they are on Patreon. Maybe. You can download on Steam free or on itch.io. But overall, it's very good game. Now the question is why it's free. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy gameplay, and see you guys next time.